This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I'm not okay with that.
It sounded good when I thought.
Log on and join our live conversation.
Yes, I don't like that. You're 100% right.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, May 15th. We are live, and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. I'm here with Stephanie, Tori, Brandon, and I'm Sam. Let's get started. Terrifying new video just into the studio from earlier today. A pair of window washers trapped in a swinging basket being whipped back and forth by the wind. You can hear the wind. You hear that? Thankfully, they are safe. This happened atop a high-rise in Oklahoma City. Fire crews rescued the men, and we're also learning the basket did hit part of the building. Stephanie.
This is nothing short of a miracle. Those guys must have been praying for their lives, and God listened, because wow, that is just unbelievable that they're okay.
Praying for their lives. They had to check their pants as well. I had to check mine just by watching it. But like you said, praying to God, like that's what we say, that's God.
Yeah.
Because everyone walked away from it. And great job to
miracle.
the firefighters, first responders for getting up there.
Amen.
Saving a life.
Ain't that the truth?
Saving a life.
Moving on, Alabama state senators passed a controversial new abortion law late yesterday. It outlaws nearly all abortions in the state, making it a felony to perform the procedure unless the mother's health is at risk. Alabama doctors could face up to 99 years to life in prison for performing an abortion. Also, the law does not make exceptions in cases of rape or incest. Opponents rallied outside the state Senate. Some wore Handmaid's Tale costumes and others carried signs reading "Reproductive rights are human rights." The new law is expected to be challenged and will most certainly reignite the debate over Roe v. Wade, and reactions to the bill, you better believe, are pouring in. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi tweeted, quote, "Women's rights are under attack. This relentless and cruel Republican assault on women's health is designed to force a court battle to destroy Roe v. Wade. Democrats will be ready to defend health care and women's reproductive freedom." While anti-abortion activists like Lila Rose tweeted, quote, "So proud of Alabama and of all the women and men that stood up against the abortion industry and the crusade of lies, misinformation, and fear-mongering, and said, we will fight so our laws protect life. We will make our states a safer home for mother and children." Now, before we begin here, I know that this is a really sensitive, difficult subject to discuss. In fact, in our morning meeting, DBL Nation, this morning, we did not even know if we should cover this. But what do we say at the top of the show? We're talking about what you're talking about. Yeah. So I want us to have a spirited debate, but I want us to be respectful. I encourage you, DBL Nation, to chime in. Please also be respectful. Tori?
Yeah, it's a it's a nuanced conversation, and we don't have an hour-long show to discuss it. Here's what I'll say is, in Alabama now, if you rape someone, you get less of a sentence than if you help save a woman's life with an abortion. And what that tells me is that your state doesn't respect me, my sex, my gender. You don't respect me as an adult, as a human, to make a fully capable decision with a doctor, that I could actually do some research for myself and do due diligence. If I'm raped, you don't respect me enough to end that unwanted pregnancy. If I've incest, you don't respect me enough. So if you don't respect me and you don't trust me with a choice, how can you trust me with a child?
Now, before you jump in, just to play devil's advocate here, Tori, and I use that word respectfully, even though I am pro-choice, I really do, especially after being a mother, I do see the other side, but I'm still pro-choice. So what they would say to you is, because they are advocating for the unborn child, right? So they would say to you, that's great, Tori, we trust your choice, but at the same time, how do we know if your choice is going to reflect the betterment of that child? So that's where they're going to come from.
I guess I just say 25 men. I don't feel like you do trust my choice if I can't have a full autonomous relationship with my doctor and make those choices.
And 25 men she's talking about are the men who voted for this bill to be passed. And I don't want to be 26 to sit here and tell 3 women on a panel what they should be doing with their bodies. But I'm caught in between on both sides.
That's honest.
Because I was raised in the church. And I understand why people would want to be pro-life and want to be pro-choice. But if you are pro-life, because I can't do anything to stop this bill or anything like that, if you are pro-life, make sure you are pro foster care. Make sure you are pro child protection services, maternity leaves, because the babies who are brought up in a family where that parent doesn't want them or those parents don't want them, that affects that kid for life. So that 25 may have blood on their hands regardless, whether you think you're saving someone or that baby grows up in a family where they don't have the resources or love.
No, I understand that obviously so you were brought up in the church, and I am not anti-religion at all, but I think this is an attack on women's rights. I think we are going back into like the medieval times. I think this is absolutely outrageous. The bond or the relationship between a doctor and a patient should be sacred. No one should have any other say in that, especially not the government. I think we need to think about the women that we're talking about here. They might have been raped. They might have been subject to abuse. It could be incest. There are so many more sides.
Or the pregnancy isn't viable.
There are so many other sides to this story, and this is literally The Handmaid's Tale. It's happening in real life. This cannot happen.
And I hear where you're coming from, and I agree with you, Stephanie, but ultimately, the more research I do, the more I find out that both Republicans and Democrats want the same thing. We want to prevent loss of life. And somehow, politics have completely propagandized both sides. So let me just read some statistics, and then we'll move on, chime in. According to the CDC, abortions are at an all-time low, a historic low, even more before 1973, right when Roe v. Wade came about. So banning abortion does not work. Desperate women in desperate situations, especially young women who are ashamed and don't want anybody to know they're pregnant, are going to find desperate measures to terminate that pregnancy, even if abortion is banned, and then it jeopardizes their health. So according to statistics, it doesn't work. What does work, according to the CDC, because we've seen a decline in abortion, is contraception and education. So if we can provide more resources, more health care to women, but newsflash, this is new to me, 90% of those abortions are very early on, before 12 weeks, and they're young women. So that just goes to the point that these young women feel so ashamed that they're not being open and honest with their parents, and they feel forced to have that abortion.
Yeah, and as you said, it's going to happen regardless. It's always happened. So let's make it a safe way of happening. I'm sorry, I spilled water over everybody.
A safe way of happening and setting up resources and services for after the fact.
Yeah, and let's just respect one another when we have the conversation and come from a place of facts and not propaganda, because this is a very sensitive subject, and we do respect all sides, and we want you to continue to chime in, please. We are going to be switching gears here to another story that has everyone talking. Do you ever get those Uber drivers that just won't stop talking? Well, now the company has a new quiet mode, so you can let your driver know you don't want any chit chat. Unfortunately, it's only available for Uber Black and SUV, the expensive rides. Hello. Lyft has contemplated a similar mode, but hasn't released anything yet.
It's all right. I'm remixing this, and I'm going to make it. I'm going to personally go to the board of Uber and Lyft to make this available for Uber and Lyft to pull, because you're a stranger. I don't want to talk to you. I'm sorry. I don't want to talk to you, funny. The driver. I'll listen to the NPR radio and just chill out, but I don't want to talk to people when I'm in Ubers.
You take Uber quite a bit.
I take Uber every single day, and I think this shouldn't be available solely to the black Ubers, which are the more expensive ones. I do think it should be for everyone, but I think, Paul, you're asking a bit much, babe. You're basically on glorified public transport. Like,
glorified public transport.
Don't Uber
let's be real.
Me, please.
I mean, let's be real. You can't go on a bus and be like, no one
There's
talk.
going to be chit chat.
You're in a pool, multiple people. If you want privacy, hire your own car.
I think this should have been from the start. This is what a lot of people want. They're listening to the consumers. Sometimes I just want to get to the location. I'm not trying to be rude, and this is a good way of letting me know.
And we're also not thinking about, some people may have just came from a disastrous situation. They may have just gotten bad news. Maybe they're preparing for a meeting. So it doesn't mean that you're just rude. It just means that you might just need some quiet time. And that might be, as a mother, that might be the only quiet time I get all day. So let me have some quiet time. So I do think it's important that they have this feature for everybody.
And I do not want to listen to your mixtape.
That's okay.
I don't want to listen to someone's
Put your earbuds in.
I don't have any anymore.
Why not?
I lost them.
That's your problem. That's your problem. But DBL Nation, let us know what you think about that. DBL is live, and we'll bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. And coming up, a caught-on-camera miracle. We'll show you what happens when a car hydroplanes dangerously close to a state trooper. Plus, DBL goes in search of the perfect eyebrow. Could a technique called microblading be right for you? I put it to the test. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. Imagine a world where your neighbors can actually give you parking tickets. It could happen in one U.S. city. Your comments coming up next.
Tomorrow on DBL.
Team, on your mark, get set, go!
Our hosts are getting savage in the wild for the ultimate camping competition.
We're gonna be in trouble.
Hosted by Amazing Race and Survivor star Corinne Kaplan.
Go! Challenge on!
Who will brave the elements?
Going right over there, go over
And
there.
who will crash?
I feel miserable, I feel sick, I feel angry.
Don't miss Fully Clothed and Afraid. That's tomorrow on DBL.
DBL Nation, what's up? It's your boy Jeray for the Slay, and we're back with another Beauty Blast Edition video. Now this week, we're giving you a surprise little inside scoop of everything beauty that's happening for you guys. Now, this past week has been crazy. We've had so much going on, but I'm gonna give you my top 3 beauty insiders secrets that I found recently. So number 1, we had the amazing Katy Perry seen at Coachella. Now, she wasn't just seen rocking her everyday American Idol looks, honey. She had a gorgeous monochromatic all pink look going on. This started from the top with Chris Appleton, her hairstylist, styling her hair in a beautiful fuchsia pink moment. This is a beautiful body wave. Now the fuchsia pink tone though is just enough to give her some more of those cool and warm vibrancies all the way through her hair. This made for a great gradation when you see her on the red carpet, and she just looked amazing. Now down to the makeup, her makeup artist Michael Anthony used ColourPop Ooh La La eyeshadow palette, and this is seen in that gorgeous cat smoky eye that he created for her. This is a great way to shape out her eye without using eyeliner, and it made sure that you could really see those pink tones living off of her skin. It was an absolute gorgeous moment. Now, another star that we've had our eye on lately is the gorgeous queen, Rihanna, y'all. Give it up for Queen Rihanna, because she is just looking amazing. Now, we saw her on Harper's Bazaar's cover for their 2019 Beauty Edition, in which she is sporting a gorgeous rainbow avant-garde look. This look is just to die for. You just have to take a look at it just to see all these vibrant colors and how they're playing off of her skin as well. Now, Fenty Beauty posted this picture on their Instagram, and we got a clue that there is possibly a new item that was used in the shoot that will be featured. Now, Rihanna is famous for this, for dropping brand new products up to 1 year in advance. So we might not even know what this is until next year, but I'll tell you what, your boy Jeray for the Slay is super excited. So you guys, thanks for coming in and viewing another amazing episode of Beauty Blast. Let me know what you want to see for next week. I'll talk to you soon.
We're giving away a Daytime Emmy gift bag to one lucky member of DBL Nation. Send us a video of your best award acceptance speech to dailyblastlive.com/Emmys. Our favorite submission is taking home this show-stopping prize, worth more than $14,000. So what are you waiting for? Watch, play, and win.
Wow, that's a lot. Welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Host. When we talk about what you're talking about, Washington, D.C. could soon allow residents the ability to issue parking tickets. D.C. officials say that the pilot program would start by training 10 people per ward to enforce parking rules. Residents selected would use an app to take pictures of the infractions and then issue the tickets. So DBL Nation, should your neighbors be able to issue you parking tickets?
This is crazy. Let's get to these comments. Nancy from Facebook says, giving a decent chunk of people this amount of power would definitely be a bad idea and turn into abuse. I agree. I mean, parking ticket Patty, we'll have all types of people like that. But if we're going to do this, I would like to be one of the people who signs up to give people tickets for not cleaning up after your dog. Let me give out tickets. Hefty fines, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, is that your end of your TED Talk?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
Kelly from Facebook says this could go very well and be a smart way to have the general public enforce the law. Kelly, I totally respect your opinion and thank you for writing in. It's a disaster waiting to happen. I'm sorry, I'm from DC and there's so much red tape already. People are going to go to the judges and say, the barbecue did this and he had bad feelings on this and this happened to this. It's too much detail, too much red tape. Leave it to to the professionals.
The barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you had to fight at a barbecue. You had a whole backstory going. Sorry, there was a whole thing.
While she's barbecuing, Sammy from Facebook says, I have mixed feelings about this. On one hand, it can go very wrong, but on the other hand, I've wanted to give parking tickets to illegally parked cars a million times. Oh, Sammy, I'm sorry. It sounds like your neighbours are troublesome. No, you know what? I think, how about the government just literally just pay for more people to have jobs and be official officers? I think.
There you go. Employment.
Yeah, just employ people.
What are we doing?
I think if you're really that desperate, maybe you should have a contact number for a local branch which they can come out and see the car and then deal with it. I don't think it should get personal between neighbours.
I agree, and I love that in America we're so like, gotcha.
Yeah.
I went to Rome, and my husband and I were sitting there watching how illegal everybody parks, but nobody cares. People like pull up on the curb. Hey, and they go get themselves something to eat, and then they go back in. Nobody cares.
And Sam, just think of
it works.
Just think of how disrespectful people are to parking service people. But just think it's a neighbor that I don't like. What are you doing touching my car?
Yes.
You know,
what if you scratch it? Or
absolutely.
Animosity will build.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If you think there was animosity at your barbecue, Tori,
there was a lot.
it's gonna get worse.
Okay.
There were people at your barbecue?
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh, he went there. I'll see you in the break
I had to
there.
get you back from my TED Talk.
That's
Good.
true.
That's good. Let's move on to Raquel because she has some news about Britney Spears, whether or not that she's going to be performing. It's in jeopardy. Raquel, please fill us in.
Well, Sam, Britney Spears' longtime manager says she's not going back to Vegas for another residency and might never perform again. Larry Rudolph, who has worked with Britney since 1998, tells TMZ she is not in any mental or physical shape to rehearse for her postponed shows, not now or possibly ever again. He says it's always up to Britney to set her work schedule, and last summer she would call him every day excited to tour. Now he hasn't heard from Britney in months and isn't sure what will happen with her career.
But couldn't this be cathartic to her, like getting back and performing?
Cathartic, you mean?
Cathartic?
Yeah.
No, I think she's not calling you back for a reason, and you need to move on and accept that you're no longer managing her or working with her. I think when she's got mental health issues, and she's made it very clear that she doesn't want to work. It was under the enforcement of her father that she was encouraged to keep going and keep going. I think, you know what, leave her alone. She doesn't want to do it anymore.
And I always think of the Michael Jackson documentary, This Is It. He was right about to perform when he passed away, and you see the footage of the rehearsal, and his body was so frail that somebody should have said, you're not healthy enough to do this.
People see money.
Yeah.
That's sad. That's sad. Well, we are wishing you all the best, Britney. Coming up on DBL, video that'll make you gasp. We'll show you how a trooper's lightning-fast reflexes saved his life on a very rainy highway. And forget tweezing, waxing, penciling. We're showing you the ins and outs of microblading to achieve that perfectly shaped eyebrow that's semi-permanent.
I am happy to say you won the Sandals Dream Vacation.
DBL Nation, this could be you. This May, Daily Blast Live is giving away another Sandals luxury included vacation. Just watch DBL every day for the word of the day. Then go to dailyblastlive.com/sandals to enter. The winner will be announced May 22nd. The next Sandals vacation winner could be you.
I feel like poop. I wanted to read what Naomi wrote because it was really honest, and I really want to thank Naomi for writing in. She wrote, I'm not for abortions, but this is a subject that, and first of all, I don't think anyone who's pro-choice is for abortion. I think that's a label we should get right. I'm not for abortions, but this is a subject that is up to each woman to decide. I will never forget the night my best friend called crying and telling me the details about her abortion. She waited 3 months to tell me because she knew I would tell her not to do it. I told her while I won't agree with it, I would never not be her best friend. She was cheating on her husband, and she got pregnant.
Shame.
But
that's
right.
what happens. There's so much shame out there, whether it's, I'm so sorry for your friend Naomi, and thank you for opening up. But we see this trend as I was doing research, trying to find commonalities between the Republican side and the Democratic side, pro-life, pro-choice. We find that, not all abortions, but the majority, over 90% of them, are so early on, and it's people, young people, so she kind of fits outside of that, but her situation also breeds from shame.
Right.
But it's the young individuals out there who don't want mom and dad to find out because they're not supposed to be sexually active, they're not supposed to go to Planned Parenthood and get contraception and all of the above. They're supposed to be practicing abstinence depending on how much that's pushed in your household. And so what happens when they find out they're pregnant is they terminate it because they don't dare want to let mom and dad know that they've been sexually active.
Right.
So that's why what we've noticed in the areas that are pushing for more education, less shame, more contraception, that abortions and teen pregnancy are going down.
That's the science you should look at.
That's since 1973. That's a lot of data.
So we know how to reduce abortions.
Yeah. And unwanted teen pregnancy.
Right.
Welcome back to DBL. We all know the perfect eyebrow shape has evolved through the years, but one thing has always remained true, that it's such a pain to have to pencil on your brows every morning. I had enough, so I went to Angel Aesthetics brow expert Crystal Camacho to learn all about the semi-permanent brow trend, microblading. It's actually a form of tattooing, and I just had to try it out. I am so insecure when I don't have my eyebrows painted on. Like literally these are painted on, and I wanted to be Drew Barrymore with the skinny eyebrows. My mom said, oh Sam, they won't grow back. Guess what, Mama was right. They didn't grow back. First of all, what's the difference between, I hear on Instagram, like microblading versus micro shading?
Okay, so microblading is gonna be more hair-like strokes. That's gonna be the most natural. Micro shading, you can do it by itself and do more of like a powder brow, where that's gonna look more like a makeup finish.
So can you kind of combine them?
Yeah, a lot of people will do the microblading in the front and then the micro shading in the back.
Perfect.
It's life-changing for people who have alopecia, for people who are cancer patients and lost all their hair. To create a brow, it really takes an artist. You know, back in the day, people also tattooed just the line, and it's been perfected since then as well.
So I want my day to be easier. I don't want to spend 10, 15 minutes every day doing my brows, and I want to be able to wake up and go out of the house without makeup on. Right now, I have to have my brows on or else I'm insecure. So before you refill in this side, I just want to show the viewer because I want you guys to understand what I mean. So this is the brow that I love, and then this is me without any sort of filling in. So there's a huge difference. I'm even insecure showing it to you guys. I lost probably 30 to 40% more hair after I had my daughter Sophie. So when I have another kid, I'm like, am I gonna lose even more hair? Am I gonna be bald eyebrows at some point, which could be. So
microblading is the newest best thing. No downtime, looks natural.
Yeah, they say your brows should be like sisters, but not twins. I want them to be twins.
You just don't want them to be distant cousins, that's for sure. So that arch goes a lot higher.
Interesting.
I'm gonna have you look and
Okay.
see this.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yep, yep,
So where this one hits,
yep.
look at that.
Whoa, weird. That's crazy.
Right.
I cannot wait to see what it looks like.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna look amazing.
Yay. I did not have to touch my eyebrows this morning. I want to thank Crystal Camacho, who did my brows, and of course, Angel Martinez. And just for DBL viewers, Angel Aesthetics is offering $100 off their microblading services through the end of June. It is life-changing. Trust me. We'll be right back.
Promote.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Double Jump. I'm Chris, this is Leo. We got another movie review for you guys today. We're talking about Pokemon Detective Pikachu. So Leo, What are your thoughts?
Oh man, I just want to dive right into the Pokemon first. They looked so real. They were believable. The CGI matched the environment incredibly well, and every single Pokemon looked like their gaming counterparts. You know, we saw a lot of Pokemon from Pikachu to Bulbasaur, very recognizable Pokemon, and even some of the newer ones, and they were done so well. Like, if I had ever imagined Pokemon coming to life, this would be it, man.
Yeah, the animation made the Generation 2 and 3 Pokemon, like the newer ones, because we're old, so we're like from the beginning. But the newer ones that the kids like now, they actually look pretty likable.
I know, man.
Very well animated.
Like the Greninjas at a certain part they're like from much further down.
Were frogs.
Yeah,
like something else, man.
I only know the first couple generations of Pokemon, but these were such enjoyable designs that I could really dig in and enjoy these, and I really loved the energy between Justice Smith and Ryan Reynolds. Our two main characters are Pikachu and his trainer. Man, they just went back and forth in this comedic, awesome style, and like what you got to see through this story is you got to see that relationship actually evolve. So at the beginning, you know, he doesn't really have a Pokemon partner at all, but then when he finds Pikachu, there's this big evolution between their friendship throughout the movie, and I loved that.
I will say, if you're a Ryan Reynolds fan, you will love this movie. It's pretty much Deadpool Pikachu edition. Like, he's really hilarious the whole time. I love Ryan Reynolds, and he shines through in this movie. He's really great, funny, keeps the parents and adults entertained while the kids are watching, you know, for the cutesy animals and stuff. So we're gonna give our recommendations. We recommend see it in theaters, wait for Redbox, or completely pass on this one. So Leah, what's yours?
So I'm gonna say if you're a Pokemon diehard, you have to see this in theaters the day it comes out, which is this Friday. But if you're not as hard into the series and you'd like to just check it out a little bit later, wait for Netflix.
I would highly recommend this for parents and grandparents who have kids that are fans of Pokemon. Like, everybody's gonna enjoy it. There's something for everybody in this one. So please go see it in theaters. It's a good one.
Watching when word is wind.
Welcome back to DBL. Take a look at this chilling video of a Florida Highway Patrol officer nearly escaping an out-of-control vehicle. On the way back to his police car, a vehicle was coming right for him. Fortunately, his instincts kicked in and he hopped up on the barrier to avoid the brunt of the crash. The trooper suffered a broken ankle, but let's be honest, that it could have been way worse than a broken ankle. I'm so happy that he's alive.
I said
Thank
at
God.
the beginning of the show with the miracle with the window washers. That's God.
Yeah.
That's God right there.
Amen. And good training and good instinct.
Instinct.
He's agile.
Very.
That is your basic instinct kicking into play.
Exactly right.
I wonder what he feels watching that back.
I know, or if he can't watch
Looks
it.
like a superhero. Unbelievable. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.
DBL Nation, Kelly Schubert here with the DBL Digital team. I am here to talk to you all about what's happening on the show tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day on DBL. We've got a DBL special airing, fully clothed and afraid. I keep wanting to say fully naked and afraid, but don't worry, there's no naked. We all have clothes on for this. Tori, Sam, Al, and Jeff, and a lot of our crew went to the mountains this weekend, and they did a serious camping competition. So DBL Nation, I need you to write me your DBL take. I want to know who you think is going to win. Is it Tori and Sam or Jeff and Al? I got to know who you think is going to win. I'm trying to think of who I think the girls are going to pull it out. I really do. I think a lot of people underestimated them, but I think they're going to come in and surprise us all. Again, we've got that contest going. We're going to be announcing our winner for that, so that's really exciting because you win an Outdoor Geeks gift card. Super cool. But yeah, write me in. Tell me who you think is going to win. Courtney, do you know who won?
I do.
Oh,
I do
the
know
suspense
who
is
won.
killing me. Everyone's
Yeah.
being very hush-hush. The crew that was there knows, but...
Well, I mean, the competition was tight.
I heard it was very
It
fierce.
was very, very fierce. But you know, there really are no winners or losers because we all had
We're all
so
winners.
much fun.
You're right, Courtney.
Everyone had so much
And
fun.
a lot of people learned a lot of stuff about how to build a fire, build a tent, all that stuff. So I'm
Mhm.
excited to see it. It's a DBL 30-minute special tomorrow, fully clothed and afraid. You don't want to miss it. Jinx. Bye, guys.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You think this hair just naturally stays like that?
Log on and join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, May 15th. We are live, and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. I'm here with Erica, Jeff, Al, and I'm Sam. Let's get started. Terrifying new video just into the studio from earlier today. A pair of window washers trapped in a swinging basket 50 stories in the air on top of a high-rise in Oklahoma City. The basket was violently whipped back and forth by the wind, and you can actually see it hit the building. Thankfully, they are safe. Fire crews rescued the men after 45 minutes. Jeff, you bet they're thanking God, they're lucky stars, all of the above.
Dude, I'm like frozen because I'm terrified of heights. Even though I like tried to conquer them, bungee jumping and skydiving, which I will never do again. Check and check. I freeze when I'm up there and just watching. When I drive by window washers and they're up there, I'm like, why do you do that? How much do you make?
Look at this. Look how much do you make? Well, kudos to those first responders because
And look at them. They don't even look so nervous.
Well, I don't know about that, Jeff. I don't know. You can't. We don't have a close-up. Well, we're happy that it ended with everyone being okay. Moving on, Alabama state senators passed a controversial new abortion law late yesterday. It outlaws nearly all abortions in the state, making it a felony to perform the procedure unless the mother's health is at risk. Alabama doctors could face up to 99 years to life in prison for performing an abortion. Also, the law does not make exceptions in cases of rape or incest. Opponents rallied outside the state Senate. Some wore Handmaid's Tale costumes and others carried signs reading, "Reproductive rights are human rights." The new law is expected to be challenged and will most certainly reignite the debate over Roe v. Wade, and reactions to the bill are pouring in. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi tweeted, quote, "Women's rights are under attack. This relentless and cruel Republican assault on women's health is designed to force a court battle to destroy Roe v. Wade. Democrats will be ready to defend health care and women's reproductive freedom," while anti-abortion activists like Lila Rose tweeted, "So proud of Alabama and all of the women and men that stood up against the abortion industry and the crusade of lies, misinformation, and fear-mongering, and said, we will fight so our laws protect life. We will make our states a safer home for mothers and children." Now, I know this is a very touchy subject. In fact, in our morning meeting, DBL Nation, we debated whether or not we should even cover this. But what do we say at the top of the show? We're talking about what you're talking about. So I want us to have a spirited debate. I want us to be respectful. DBL Nation, chime in. Erica, where do you stand?
You know, the irony is not lost on me. Just a few days ago, we were talking about government assistance. So it's that we want to protect a fetus that the person who's carrying it doesn't want to carry for whatever reason, whether it's a personal decision or a medical decision. But once that fetus becomes a baby, we don't want to take care of them. So it's interesting how that kind of like all goes together. it's not our problem once they're here, but it is our problem when it's in the womb of an individual.
Here's my thing, you know, like this is maybe one of the most heated conversations anybody could have. And it goes back to politics.
You can make the argument the most.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know why it's divided into politics. I don't know why if you're Republican you have to think like this, or if you're Democrat you have to think like this. It's pretty crazy to me. I see definitely both sides to this. After seeing what my wife went through during childbirth, absolutely, I want her to decide if she wants to do that again. But on the other side, I'm a faith-based guy. You know what I mean? Faith is a huge thing to a lot of people. So I understand having their pro-choice. You know, they want their rights to have that baby. I totally get that side. And then for me, again, when I saw that first image of my child, you know, in my wife's stomach, it of course it's pro-choice for me. But I'm on both sides, and I don't understand why it's so heated with everybody. Why are people they want to kill each other over it, but they want to save a baby? It's crazy to me.
Really quickly, I just want to say some statistics, because I think both sides have really fallen into, as you just said, they know that there are a lot of single-issue voters out there, and that will impact elections. So there's been a lot of misinformation and a lot of fear-mongering. What I noticed when I did my own research is that, believe it or not, whether you're pro-life or pro-choice, we all want the same thing. We want to prevent unwanted pregnancy. We want to prevent loss of life. And what I found was, according to the CDC, we have a historic low of abortion even before 1973, before Roe v. Wade came into play. So you're telling me, based on statistics, that banning abortion does not work. Women in desperate situations, if you're a teenage girl, you don't want mom and dad to find out that you're pregnant, and you take matters into your own hands, not only are you then aborting your child, but you are putting your own life at risk. That used to happen. We came away from that. And 90% of abortions take place before 12 weeks, so early on in pregnancy, and it's mostly young girls. So those are young women who are shamed for being sexually active. So therefore, again, because they're not educated or they don't have contraception, they're taking matters into their own hands. So if we want to prevent loss of life, we know what works: education and contraception. Do you want to put a button on this before we move on?
Sam, and I just want to say, whether we're talking about abortion or whether we're talking about the troops or whatever, it always gets boiled down to something simple. And like I always say, I wish I had come up with this, but for every complex question, there's always a simple wrong answer. You cannot, Jeff, you're a nuanced guy. Of course, you can be pro-life and pro-choice. Sam, you can obviously see the pro-life side and the pro-choice side. So when we have these discussions, whether they're with race, whether they're about the troops, no one in here is anti-American troops. No one in here is pro-aborting a fetus. But sometimes things are a nuanced conversation, and that's why I love this show, is because we have to have these nuanced conversations and have a duality of thought where we can see both sides and not attack.
I think that's important, and I hope that our DBL Nation follows suit. Please chime in. But I really do encourage everybody to just be respectful, because this is a very sensitive issue. There's a lot of women watching right now that are going through this very topic, this very subject matter, and yeah. We are moving on. A quick decision saved a man's life, but could you decide, get this you guys, to cut off your own leg? That's what this 63-year-old farmer in Nebraska did. He amputated his own leg with a pocket knife after it got stuck. He was alone on his farm when he accidentally stepped into a grain auger. He was getting pulled into the machine, and the split-second decision saved his life. He was able to crawl to his house to call for help. After spending a week in the hospital and undergoing physical therapy, he is now back at home sharing his story. Al Jackson, could you do this?
Yeah, I mean, maybe in a life and death situation, but I was just looking at a guy, Nebraska farmer. They just don't make them like that anymore. That's an old school model, you know, and that's a tougher generation than I'll ever know, because I might just be getting eaten up like, hey, I had a good run. You know, that might be just it for me.
You wouldn't hesitate, and either would Erica.
No, I would hesitate.
You would?
What do you mean?
You've got two babies at home.
I don't know what I would do.
I know what
I don't know what I would do.
You would think of Lawson and Layton, and you would start sawing away.
I don't know. I mean, I like that you think that, but they don't make them, like Al said, like these Midwest farm boys. I played football with some of these Midwest farm boys, and they didn't work out a day in their life. I mean, training, and they would just pick you up and throw you to the side.
Because they're training on the farm.
I know, and they're just giants and so strong, and they just chop their own legs off when they need to. So watch out.
Erica, I know you could do it.
I'm glad that you think that I'm full of grit, but I really don't know what I would do, and I pray to God I don't have to find out.
That's a tough man right there. That is, and you know how he described it? He was like, yeah, it just kind of felt funny when I reached the end. Yeah. So obviously his adrenaline kicked in.
And we also have different definitions of funny. I like Dave Chappelle. So, yeah.
All right, right, DBL is live. We'll bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, we're giving you a sneak peek at the Emmys gift bag. A lucky DBL viewer will win gifts worth $14,000. Oh my gosh, it could be you.
It's gonna be me.
It's not going to be you, Al. You're not able to participate. Also, stars of the Beverly Hills 90210 reboot are finally revealing more details about their highly anticipated show. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. Imagine a world where your neighbors can actually give you parking tickets. It could happen in one U.S. city. Your comments are next.
Tomorrow on DBL.
Team, on your mark, get set, go!
Our hosts are getting savage in the wild for the ultimate camping competition.
We're gonna be in trouble.
Hosted by Amazing Race and Survivor star Corinne Kaplan.
Go! Tell us why.
Who will brave the elements?
Going right over there. Go over
and
there.
who will crash?
I feel miserable. I feel sick. I feel angry.
Don't miss Fully Clothed and Afraid. That's tomorrow on DBL.
Guys, Kelly Schubert here with the DBL digital team. I am so excited for Fully Clothed and Afraid tomorrow. It is a 30-minute DBL special. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be awesome. Will it be Sam and Tori or Al and Jeff? I just don't know. Let's go to the desk and see what's going on. Hey guys, are you ready for our camping piss? Camping piss. What? Camping piece to air tomorrow. And yes, I have that.
That's not an indication of what happened out there.
Wow. What?
I don't know. I was trying to save you,
Well,
Kelly.
you did have to pee in the woods, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's scary.
Which I enjoyed.
We went all the way back to nature.
I'm sorry I took this there.
I want everybody to know, because everybody's asked me, what happened after the cameras? I was like, we slept outside. This was not like some studio where then we drove to a Hampton Inn and then went back at 5 in the
Or
morning.
went into a trailer that was heated.
Yes, that was that.
Like some of our production.
Yes, they did. They had a nice, comfy. Even the person holding the camera has a weird look on
I
her
don't know.
face.
She may have been in a tent. That's not true.
No, she was not. You could tell, like Big Chris Morris. You know, he's
There
a
was
twin guy.
there was no reason for us to sleep in those tents because there was no cameras in there.
I will
that
say
makes
this.
it real.
I will say this, Sam.
I wish there was cameras in there.
Yeah, if
and
we-
like time lapse it, like you know what I mean?
Oh, me and Tori just
Yeah.
frozen, like pretending we're asleep, but we're not asleep and pretending we're
That would
asleep.
be a cool
the thing.
time
If
lapse.
we had slept in like heated things in the morning, it would have seemed staged. Like Tori's reaction.
Yeah, we would have woken up like,
Yeah,
hi,
Sam's
guys.
makeup is done. She's got a fresh face and makeup
That's
on.
true.
It's like you
Yeah.
could not fake the way some people were feeling in the
And
morning.
I think what's interesting is, because I love camping, but there's a big difference when you're camping and falling asleep in 50-degree or even 40-degree weather and falling asleep in 26-degree ice, where I had like ice under my eyes. I guess my eyes leaked in the middle of the night because I had ice under here,
Yeah.
and my chapstick was cracked because it froze. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. That was a bit much, in my opinion, but it was fun.
Yeah, well,
You
we'll find
fell
out.
asleep within seconds.
Well, yeah,
That's what's
I'm a real
annoying.
outdoorsman.
Is I tried to be responsible. I was the first one in my tent to go to bed, probably a good 2 hours before
We're
them.
the first one to zip it.
What do you mean?
You didn't zip it.
What?
You didn't zip your tent.
I know, we didn't zip the tent properly. I know. Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. Washington, D.C. could soon allow residents the ability to issue parking tickets. D.C. officials say that the pilot program would start by training 10 people per district to enforce parking rules. Residents selected would use an app to take pictures of infractions, then issue the tickets. So DBL Nation, should citizens, your neighbors, should they be able to issue parking tickets? Take it away,
It's
Al.
like what happened to all the hall monitors in middle school.
Yeah.
They do this now. Wanda from Facebook says, are they going to pay citizen enforcers? Good question. Who wants to work for free?
Seriously?
Well, I'll tell you, Sam and Wanda, people that like to tattle.
Yeah.
That's who will do this. Some people live for this kind of stuff, and I think you're going to be recruiting the wrong kind of person.
Yeah.
And anybody that
Parking
wants to do
ticket
this is going to be
Patty.
overly enthusiastic. So I feel you, Wanda and Sam.
Well, Bertha from Facebook says, sign me up. In my neighborhood, the amount of cars that block fire hydrants, crosswalks, and bike lanes is crazy on the weekends. Bertha, I hear you. Sign me up too. Call me parking ticket Patricia or whoever
Erica?
it is. Heck yeah. What?
Erica, tell him what happened. Erica, tell him.
Which one?
When?
The driveway.
Oh my Lanta. Oh my gosh, I didn't completely forgot. Last week I come out to go to work and there is a vehicle that is parked in my driveway. In my driveway with the garage. I'm thinking, oh, well, maybe someone just hopped out to like go ring a doorbell or something. I walk around the neighborhood, ring doorbells, can't find this lunatic in his blue Honda. Yeah. Parking tickets, he's lucky that in the state of Colorado, you aren't actually allowed to have a car towed unless you're physically in the building. So I had to come here. I couldn't stay at home, but man, I was so close to throwing a brick through that window. I would have nailed that dude right and left.
But instead you did what, Erica? Tell them about the note real quick. We got to hear the end of this.
I just wrote a note, and I was trying to be one with the universe. So I told him it must be nice to be so entitled that you would just park in somebody's driveway like we don't have to go to work. So thank you so much for making me have to call an Uber and costing me my time, my money, and my resources. You have a very blessed day.
That's how you're nicer than me.
I don't even think we need to follow that, but I'm shocked. I get you, Erica. I'm just shocked. Erica up there just writing up parking tickets left
give me
and
the
right.
pad. Give me the pad.
That surprises me. Coming up on DBL, Paris Hilton comes out swinging against a former friend. We'll tell you who she's calling out. Plus, DBL is giving away the actual Emmys gift bag to one lucky viewer.
Is it
Find
me?
out what you can win. It's not you, Al. Next.
I am happy to say you won the Sandals Dream Vacation.
DBL Nation, this could be you. This May, Daily Blast Live is giving away another Sandals Luxury Included Vacation. Just watch DBL every day for the word of the day. Then go to dailyblastlive.com/sandals to enter. The winner will be announced May 22nd. The next Sandals Vacation winner could be you.
Hey, DBL Nation, welcome to The Breaks, where you know what we do. We give you trending stories as opposed to just ads, y'all. I mean, come join us online and get some breaking stories, everybody. But this is trending heavy online right now. There is a man. Oh, and by the way, I feel kind of lonely. There's nobody in the hub here today. It seems like, hey, where my people at? But there is a man on the search for his wife. Now, LSD matchmaking, or LDS, excuse me, matchmaking is a Mormon site that does matchmaking services, and this site matches people up just like, Match.com. Definitely not Tinder, but it's more of like a matchmaking. They bring people that are similar to you into your inbox. Well, this guy is a millionaire, and he's putting up all kinds of billboards. I mean, there's about 10 billboards up across the city where he's looking for his lady. He's looking for a future wife. There's about 10 billboards. He said that it's almost like The Bachelor without the TV cameras. So this guy is really on the look for his loving lady. And it's, this is actually a really cool way to do things. I mean, hey, if you have the money, why not? I mean, it'll get all the eyes on you. If you're driving down the highway and you're a single lady, you might look at that and be like, hey, why not? I mean, it's 10 billboards though. Like, that seems a little excessive, but again, it's one of those things. It sounds like he's got the money to do it, so why not? And then he's using this website, partnering with this website specifically to really search for that perfect match. And it just, again, seems a little excessive to me, but I mean, if you've got the funds for it, why not? DBL Nation, write me in and let me know what you think about this, because it seems like, again, it seems just a little excessive. But hey, the guy's really searching, and it sounds like he's going to find her pretty quick, because 10 billboards, that's a lot. But DBL Nation, again, write us in and let us know, have you ever used a matchmaking site, and would you put that much billboards up for this? See you next time, DBL Nation.
Blast Live Awards, and now for your host, Tori Schulman.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Non-stop. Great. The Daytime Emmys inspired us to throw our own award show, but instead of statues, winners today will be taking home actual products from the Daytime Emmy gift bag, huh? Now, the DBL hosts are today's nominees, but you can be a winner too. Just keep watching to find out how. Our first category is the best on-air laugh attack. So let's check out the nominees.
And that's not even Erica.
We're
hype. And the winner is Sam Shucker. Sam is taking home products perfect for pampering yourself, like this Kahuna LED mask or these Nesco luxury face and eye masks, and essential oils from Young Living. Our second category is the best out of studio look. Let's check out the nominees. All right, guys, it's a head-to-head battle between Al Jackson and Stephanie Jones. Al is rocking a wetsuit from the time we sent him to dive with sharks, and Stephanie, our resident Brit, looking positively American in her Harlem Globetrotters uniform. And the winner is Stephanie! Stephanie Jones! Yay! Stephanie gets to take home gifts perfect for any tech lover, so she can fall asleep with ease by using Sound Machine from Sound Sleep Technologies, or stay in touch with people across the pond with a brand new Facebook portal. She's also getting a state-of-the-art dashboard camera from Nextbase. Our final category is my favorite. This is the best host-to-host burn. Here are your nominees.
Thank you.
Cowl neck?
Thank you.
Yeah,
The cowl neck.
Cowl neck.
Cowl.
You know what this panel needs is more cowl neck.
Last week, Al Jackson, Erica, can I use your Postmates? Sure, Al. $67.42 later.
That's not true.
And the winner is, it's Erica Cobb. Yay! Since Erica is a world traveler, her gifts are inspired by people on the go, like this travel-sized gift set from Wine Country and this Pan Am luggage inspired by the glory days of flying. To top it all off, adorable luggage tags from My Tagalongs. We didn't have time for any acceptance speeches today, but we want to hear yours. Yes, you, DBL Nation. Go to dailyblastlive.com and send us your best acceptance speech. Our favorite will be taking home a Daytime Emmys gift bag full of amazing products like everything you just saw and more. All of this is worth more than $14,000. Yes, we want to make sure you feel like the star you are. So hurry, time is running out. That's it for our first Daily Blast Live Awards. I look fantastic. Thank you and good night.
Thank you. Tori in her element. Coming up on DBL, it's No Holds Barred with Paris Hilton. She's lashing out against a former friend on national TV. And in Heartthreads, how a daughter is honoring her mom and following in her footsteps as a pediatric nurse. It's an incredible story about legacy. Next.
Live. What's going on, DBL Nation? Happy Hump Day. I thought it was Thursday for some reason. It's your commercial break with Brandon London. We're going to go back to the fifth host. Should the city of DC or any city out there allow neighbors to give right parking tickets to other neighbors? I'll read a couple that I'm going to get into how I think about that. And Erica Cobb's story was hilarious, by the way. Nicole Jean, that's up in Minneapolis, says, no one has the right to, oh, no, never mind. That's not it. Fifth host. Here we go. Wait, it's all talking about the pro-choice stuff.
Oh no, maybe. So let's get a new iPad for you, Brandon. This one's down.
We're going to get a new iPad. But so I'll give. Erica had a great story. I can't top that. Obviously, at that point, yeah, you want to get someone's car towed and all. But we were just talking about on one of the earlier shows, giving that sort of power to someone that could be an abuse of power. And even though it's something as trivial as just writing a parking ticket or some sort of citation, we've all seen those people who go a little bit too
scroll
far
all the way down.
When it comes to things. And writing way too many tickets or profiling or whatever it is. So let's get to your comments because I'm sure you're tired of hearing me ramble. Yeah. Sammy says, That's rude. Sammy says, I have mixed feelings about this. On one hand, it could go very wrong, but on the other hand, I wanted to give parking tickets to illegally parked cars a million times. Wanda says, are they going to pay citizen enforcers? Never work for free. That should be a hashtag, don't work for free. Henry says, as a DC cop, I wish this could happen. We have to do full traffic stop, and it takes a long time and makes traffic worse. Jerry from Facebook says, how will this really work out? Are there going to be penalties for people who write faulty tickets? Exactly. I'm just worried about, I'm just thinking about the last couple apartment buildings that I've lived in, some of the neighbors in there, and I just feel as though some of them would do a little bit too much. Like, okay, so I'm that guy who, you know, you have the washers and dryers in the facility. I put my clothes in the wash, I'm upstairs hanging out. I don't set a timer to go straight downstairs in 23 minutes to go and pull my clothes out the wash and put it in the dryer, or off the dryer and put it into my hamper. I get down there one time and someone wrote me a note saying, this is the second time I've had to pull your clothes out of the dryer. Please get down on time. I actively walked around my apartment building just thinking, who could this be so I can give them a piece of my mind? Like, who are you? So if someone does that, just think about when they write you a parking ticket. It's absolutely ridiculous. Last but not least, please, 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 I would absolutely love to do this. Just ride my bike around and making the city a better place. Really?
Today's Watch and Win word is wind. Welcome back to DBL. Today's Heart Threads, it's all about legacy. Watch how one woman is honoring her mother in this incredible story about family. This nurse is following in her mother's footsteps and honoring a special promise. Tao Win loves her job as a pediatric nurse, but knows she couldn't be where she is now without her parents.
It's not really about me. It's because of the choice that my parents made years ago, risking everything that they had for me.
Tao's parents fled communism at the end of the Vietnam War. Tao was just 1 year old. Like millions of others fleeing the war, their family escaped on a crowded fishing boat. After 4 days at sea, their boat was attacked by pirates.
Terrified, frightened, because they have knife and other things that would kill us.
Tao and her parents were rescued by the USS John Young. Tao's mom, Tan, made a promise to give back to the country they now call home. Tan enrolled in college, became a nurse, and spent 29 years caring for others. Today, Tao is carrying on her mother's legacy.
Love life. I do. I'm grateful for the air that I breathe, you know, like to have an opportunity to help others just like people helped us.
Again, selfless individuals, and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. What a beautiful story.
I mean, just imagine how grateful she is to her parents. I mean, to overcome that, but also to pay homage to them by becoming an incredible pediatric nurse, which means you're saving babies' lives over and over. I mean, do you understand the responsibility that takes?
And how much you good and bad you experience.
That's right.
I know. We appreciate our nurses out
Really
there. What
do.
a beautiful story. If you're leaving us right now, you can still watch us live on Facebook and YouTube. Here's what's coming up next on Daily Blast Live.
Paris Hilton is throwing shade left and right. So who's the former BFF she's blasting on national television? Then, 90s nostalgia, big time. The cast of Beverly Hills 90210 explains what their reboot is all about. And a former male escort spills his sexy secrets and reveals what women really want. DBL is getting hot in daytime. When we come back.
DBL Nation, what's up? It's your boy Jeray for the Slay, and we're back with another Beauty Blast Edition video. Now this week, we're giving you a surprise little inside scoop of everything beauty that's happening for you guys. Now, this past week has been crazy. We've had so much going on, but I'm gonna give you my top 3 beauty insiders secrets that I found recently. So number 1, we had the amazing Katy Perry seen at Coachella. Now, she wasn't just seen rocking her everyday American Idol looks, honey. She had a gorgeous monochromatic all pink look going on. This started from the top with Chris Appleton, her hairstylist, styling her hair in a beautiful fuchsia pink moment. This is a beautiful body wave. Now the fuchsia pink tone though is just enough to give her some more of those cool and warm vibrancies all the way through her hair. This made for a great radiation when you see her on the red carpet, and she just looked amazing. Now down to the makeup, her makeup artist Michael Anthony used ColourPop Ooh La La eyeshadow palette, and this is seen in that gorgeous cat smoky eye that he created for her. This is a great way to shape out her eye without using eyeliner, and it made sure that you could really see those pink tones living off of her skin. It was an absolute gorgeous moment. Now another star that we've had our eye on lately is the gorgeous queen Rihanna, y'all. Give it up for Queen Rihanna, because she is just looking amazing. Now we saw her on Harper's Bazaar's cover for their 2019 Beauty Edition, in which she is sporting a gorgeous rainbow avant-garde look. This look is just to die for. You just have to take a look at it just to see all these vibrant colors and how they're playing off of her skin as well. Now, Fenty Beauty posted this picture on their Instagram, and we got a clue that there is possibly a new item that was used in the shoot that will be featured. Now, Rihanna is famous for this, for dropping brand new products up to 1 year in advance. So we might not even know what this is until next year, but I'll tell you what, your boy Jeray for the Slay is super excited. So you guys, thanks for coming in and viewing another amazing episode of Beauty Blast. Let me know what you want to see for next week. I'll talk to you soon.
Join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. We are live and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. Let's get started. Ayesha Curry is still dominating headlines. She's opening up about depression and how she's dealt with her mental health. If you don't know Ayesha, she has a restaurant chain, a cookware line, and of course is married to NBA star Steph Curry. They have 3 kids together, and now she's talking more about motherhood. She tells Working Mother after having her 2nd child, she was dealing with postpartum depression, and says, quote, "So I made a rash decision. I got the most botched boob job on the face of the planet. I would never do anything like that again, but I'm an advocate of if something makes you happy, who cares about the judgment?"
That's kind of strange for me, because she at first says, you know, she was depressed, but then she says, I got it, but she doesn't seem that remorseful. I mean, as somebody that's been open about dealing with that, like, what do you take from those comments?
Yeah, for our viewers, I opened up about my postpartum depression on our show almost unexpectedly. Jeff and his wife Jordan helped me, and it was very cathartic, and I'm glad that I've been open and honest since then, because it was very debilitating for me. I almost lost my life. That's how much my mind changed. I think for her, what she said was she couldn't really she didn't know how to figure out what it was. She just knew that she needed something to make herself feel better. So in a way, she was self-medicating. And for her, from what I read, she was self-medicating with plastic surgery. And I think she's saying to those women out there who choose to do this, do you, boo, go for it. But for her, she was in the right state of mind. So it was a self-medication. And I think that's interesting, because we self-medicate in so many different ways, whether it be alcohol, whether it be drugs, whether it be, you know, just being depressed and lashing out at your partner. I think that's a weird way to manipulate self-medication. Zoloft worked for me. I got treatment for it. But Erica, I think this even opened up my eyes that you can do things to help yourself, but it's destructive if you're not in the right state of mind.
Right, and that's when you need a friend or a doctor who is not serving his or her needs, but actually looking out for you as a patient. I have a friend who is a very successful plastic surgeon, and when I was very depressed, I told him that I wanted to get, and I didn't even know what I wanted to get done. I just wanted to get something done.
To lift your mood.
Yeah, and he's like, no. Like, it was just a very clear, like, what are you doing? And to me, it's almost one of those things. The day before, I wanted to get a motorcycle, so that kind of puts you in the frame of like reference of where I was.
You were reaching
but I think,
for something.
Yeah, I think a lot of people find themselves in that, like, I need something right now, and it has to be something completely different than what's happening in the moment.
Yeah, I thank her for opening up the conversation and for Working Mother magazine, because it's not how it affects one person affects another person differently, and that opened up my eyes. So thank you, Aisha, for speaking out. If you didn't know, Paris Hilton and Lindsay Lohan have had a rocky relationship. They were friends back in the day, but last year, Paris has called Lindsay a pathological liar. Last night on Watch What Happens Live, Andy Cohen asked Paris to say 3 nice things about Lindsay. Check it out.
She's beyond.
Okay, it's fun.
Lame and embarrassing.
Jeffrey.
Dude, Paris, you know what? This is what happens when you have so much money that you don't need to be in reality anymore. That she's 20 years old still, but she's really 40. You know, like, let it go. Let it go already. What does Lindsay Lohan have to do with your life at all?
I had that exact same thought when we debuted her video. I guess it was late last week. And she was still talking about her friends behind at the nightclub. And I'm like, why
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you still talking? Kim Kardashian is moved on. She's trying to be a lawyer. She's a mom.
She's
a
trying to
wife.
be a lawyer.
Yeah, she's like one of the most successful moguls we've ever had. And you're still talking about nightclubs. You would look, as beautiful as she would look crazy walking in there, because you think you still look young until you stand next to a 22-year-old and you look like a fossil. Stay out of there and move on.
For starters.
Erica, you don't age, so that's not fair.
Fossil, a little far.
I'm serious.
She's like 38 years old. Just hold your horses there.
But she's too old to be at the club.
Well, we're all too old to be at the club.
And that's my point.
That's
my point.
Here's the thing. We're never too old to be at the club.
All right, famous last words from somebody outside in line.
You kid? Hey, I haven't been to the club in a long time, but
so
hey,
you're proving my point.
If I wanted to go to the club and let my hair down, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's a little embarrassing.
Wait till after.
Still go
wait till the next day.
I would go to the club now because now I can afford to be at the club. Before I was just kind of like mortgaging my rent to go to the club and charging the club.
Yes.
Like when you paying off bottle service 2 years later.
No,
you shouldn't be at the club either, boo-boo.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I would not. I'd be like, $500 for a bottle of Grey Goose? Oh, let's get out of here.
Meanwhile, Erica and I are like, cha-ching, charge it.
We can finally do it. No.
Yeah. All right. The cast of 90210 Reboot is giving us more details on their new show. They're also talking about how hard it's been doing the show without one of their key castmates, Luke Perry. He passed away in March after complications from a massive stroke. Luke's friends say they're still dealing with his death.
Luke was a huge part of our 90210 family, and personally, Luke was a very large part of my life.
It's difficult. He's a good friend of mine.
He's been with us every step of the way.
And while they're remembering their friend and colleague, Jason Priestley is also giving us the inside scoop on what to expect in the reboot.
It's a scripted, fake reality show that follows Jason Priestley and Ian Ziering and Jenny Garth, all of us trying to get a reboot of Beverly Hills 90210 made.
I'm super excited now, even more than I was, because it was just nostalgia before. But I love shows like Episodes, if no one ever saw it, with Matt LeBlanc on Showtime. It's one of my favorite shows of all time.
Which
no
you
one talks
called
about
Joey
it.
earlier?
Yes. But he had a show called Joey. I want
that was on
knowing that.
NBC or ABC. That wasn't as good. Watch Episodes, because it's kind of
I've
that
heard
behind the
things
scenes about what fake real life is. And of course, Curb Your Enthusiasm, exactly this pattern. So I'm not even joking. I'm pretty hyped for this. I know it sounds embarrassing, but I am.
Erica, are you now excited?
Yes, because I think they've made some pretty creative decisions about the promo. They've also made creative decisions about how they're going to reboot it and not make it super cheesy or make it cheesy on purpose. If you make it cheesy on purpose, then we're all in on the joke.
Right.
But I have to tell you, when I saw them talking about Luke Perry, like just the idea of like working in ensembles, like this is family.
Yes.
And the fact that the timing of his death right before the reboot happened, I'm sure in a lot of ways it's got to be cathartic, but it's also got to be like extra tragic as well.
I know, I thought about that too. I am looking forward to August 7th. That's when it premieres. Well, there's always that one wedding guest who misbehaves, but right now a post on Facebook is going viral about a guest who went too far. A woman writes that her dad's friend wanted to bring a guest, his daughter, and apparently she brought Tupperware as her +1 and filled the containers with food to go. She says the woman even took home some of her flowers, like the centerpieces.
Maybe she really liked the way the wedding set up and wanted to be reminded of it.
It's one thing if it's like your Aunt Patty, who you were like, okay, it's Aunt Patty. It's another thing if this is someone you don't even know and you only invited.
Is that stealing at that point?
It's wrong, but I think you would give Aunt Patty a little bit of leeway compared to some rando that shows up as a +1.
Yeah, this is why I really watch out who I hang around with in my life, because even like a little inkling of like this behavior, I'm like, let's never talk again.
Yeah.
Because then I don't want it to expand and then, okay, you're going to come over again, and then all of a sudden we're friends and you're invited to something like this and you embarrass me.
Wow. What
Sorry.
would you do, Erica? If someone
I feel like
don't
Erica
even
would
know.
say something.
I would say something.
What would you say?
Well, this actually happened my first wedding. I have a very diverse,
Someone came with to-go containers?
Well, what happened was I had a DJ and people wanted to like go see the DJ on a Saturday night, so they came to my wedding uninvited. But they also, it's Chicago, so like then they just palm you money. Like it was like a nightclub because people palm me money.
Oh, she gave them money. Do you know how much money she gave them?
How much?
$5.
See, I had like, OGs. They were giving me like real dough.
Okay, honey.
So I let it go.
That might be worth it. I did have 2 people at my wedding, and I'm not going to say who, but 2 people at my wedding that took home some of our candles and flower arrangements, and that would have been fine if it was at the end of the night.
Right.
It was in the beginning.
Oh, that means
So
that they spotted those when they walked in, like that's mine.
Yeah, and you bailed on our wedding, like before our first dance, before any of that. Yeah.
What? Mm-hmm. We know who you are.
Mm-hmm. Not cool. It ain't cool. No. Coming up on DBL, a beauty gadget that makes getting ready a breeze. We've got a great price in our DBL Deal Blast. And put the kids in the other room. A male escort reveals what women really want. That's coming up next.
Tomorrow on DBL.
Team, on your mark, get set, go!
Our hosts are getting savage in the wild for the ultimate camping competition.
We're gonna be in trouble.
Hosted by Amazing Race and Survivor star Corinne Kaplan. Who will brave the elements?
Going right over there. Go over
and
there.
who will crash?
I feel miserable. I feel sick. I feel angry.
Don't miss Fully Clothed and Afraid. That's tomorrow on DBL.
Bad. Good call.
I just think weddings are weird in general because they're all very emotional, both good and bad. I think the love comes out, but also like if you guys are sisters and there's some jealousy, it's like, oh, Erica, it's your day again. Like, and people are drinking.
Totally. Yeah, because it was my second wedding. Like, it's your day again.
But it's just like
And
jealousy
alcohol
comes out
doesn't
and
help.
like family
you
dynamics
always have that
come out.
weird aunt, right? There's always that weird aunt that like, and I can talk about this because that weird aunt's no longer in my family. She was married into the family and they're no longer married, so bye-bye. But like, she made all these requests. It's one thing to just kind of like hint on like, okay, at what time do you think dinner will be served so I can kind of like decide, or, what are you serving so I can be mindful of this, or can you be mindful of my allergy? No, it was like, I need to know what time. It was like demands. What? Can you please serve dinner before 5:30? Can you please? Oh yeah. Mark and I were like, do you think you are?
Oh my.
Yeah, but we handled it with like grace.
How old were you when you got married?
30.
I think there's a difference because when my first wedding, I was 25.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to make everybody happy.
Are you okay?
I'm great.
My second wedding, I was 35. And I ain't care.
Good for you.
Like, it was just legit. I just told everyone, like, I love you. This is the reason why you're a part of a very small group of people who are invited. Totally understand if you can't come, don't want to come. that's all good. Only want people there who want to be there and doing what we doing when we doing it. If that's cool with you, come. If not, that's cool.
Right.
Like, it was just like that.
Yeah,
like,
this
no
is how
one
it's gonna go
asked for
down.
anything.
This is how it's gonna go down.
Yeah. But
Enjoy.
you also, I wanted to also, like, have them be pampered. It was more about our family as a whole.
Because you think of people. Just like when you had a dinner at her house the other day, she thought way over the top of all of us and our needs and was beyond generous and beyond considerate. You don't need, someone that knows you doesn't need to go flex on you because they know that you're a giving, generous person. You know?
Well, thank you, Sam.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
Welcome back to DBL. A story about a man living a double life caught our eye. He's a high-class escort, and he's dishing all the deets. He charges $500 an hour and can make up to $15,000 a week. Most women he entertains are anywhere between 35 and 45 years old, but some are as young as 18, and some women are even married. So this got us wondering, what do women want? Well, according to this escort, women want the ultimate fantasy, a knight in shining armor and a lover in and out of the bedroom. His role is to be a real companion. Most of his clients are high-powered businesswomen who want to relax and get well-deserved attention.
Is that what we're calling it?
And his most common request is the 50 Shades of Grey experience. So ladies, hit us up on dblvote.com. Let us know what you fancy. We want to hear it.
That is the most embarrassing thing I've ever
What?
seen.
50 Shades of Grey?
Yes.
Excuse
Would you
me.
knock that off. Do you understand that that's a movie?
Okay, I don't think it's the movie that they're replicating. I think it's the BDSM that they're replicating. Okay, and that's between two consensual adults where
Not
there
just
is
two sometimes.
Where there is multiple consensual adults, maybe sometimes, where there is a safe word. So if that is homegirl's
Blueberries.
fantasy, fine, that might be your safe word, blueberries. Somebody else's might be mug. But the thing is good for them. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. What do you
unless
think
you're
about it?
married.
I'm not a woman. What do you
Unless
think about
you're
it?
married.
I think it's probably pretty spot on. I do find it interesting, though, because I feel like for women, it's not so much about the act of intimacy. It's about the trust for the act of intimacy.
Yes.
So to have a stranger requesting a stranger to do anything would feel completely out of my element. But I understand, like, if that's what you're into, like, get your
Can I
thing
ask
on.
you guys, do you guys know women that have used male escorts?
No, I don't. And I would tell you, I don't.
Well,
or at least they haven't told
I think
me.
that's what a lot of, like, I don't think people tell you. I think they just take a lot of trips down to the Dominican Republic and stuff. Yes.
The thing
I went down there and I was at a resort and I asked the waiter, I was like, what's up with these couples? And he was like, a lot of American women come down here and hang out.
I think
it was so noticeable. Like, we stopped our waiter. It was like, what is happening on this beach?
But women can
Yeah.
also have sex fairly easily by just like meeting a man at a bar. So I don't know.
But it's
Al's
the man
right.
that they want.
Al's right
Some
about
18-year-old Dominican kid with an 8-pack.
places.
Mhm.
You keep saying
Flight
Dominican.
booked.
I don't
What's
know
up,
about
Expedia?
Dominican. But my mother told me when I was 18 years old and I started traveling for like spring break and stuff, to make sure that I don't bring someone back home with me.
There's a
because
90-day
it's like a
there's a
real
90-day
thing.
fiance couple like that.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's just, it's weird that women want, like, you know, this,
domination?
Dominate, like slap, whatever they want. You know what I mean? Like, whatever they want. It's kind of weird. And they want like this long, extended night. You know what I mean? And men pay prostitutes to go home, like to go away.
That's
you know,
true,
like
yeah.
serious. It's like men's like, see you later. And women are like,
Well,
do you want some more strawberries? Like,
I think
no,
it just
get outta
shows you
here.
that men don't really know what women want. They want that whole
true.
experience. I think a lot of men are like, I took you to the movies, let's do it now. And it's like, that's why these guys have work.
We like courtship. Yes, we do. Let's see what our DBL Nation has to say. They like 50% a real companion, but following up, 30% 50 Shades of Grey style. We feel ya. Coming up on DBL, we are saving you major money on a practical yet stylish carry-on suitcase, perfect for your summer vacay. DBL Deal Blast is next.
This Memorial Day, DBL wants to honor the fallen. Tell us about your beloved service member who paid the ultimate sacrifice, and send in a candid photo. DBL will share their story on air the week leading up to Memorial Day.
Hey DBL Nation, it's Lex and Kelly, and we are here with the DBL Digital team giving you guys more top trending stories during the breaks here at Daily Blast Live. So we have,
I really love this story.
I think it's kind of funny. You want to start?
Yeah, so I don't know why I'm so obsessed with this story, but I think it's really interesting. So Steak and Shake, if you have that chain in your area, they're actually considering getting rid of the cherries that they put on top of your milkshakes. And Lex, tell them how much money it's going to save them a year.
Apparently, it's going to save them $1 million a year.
$1 million.
So, Steak and Shake is not doing well right now. They have
Which is sad, 'cause I love
they
that
have 18.9 million in operating costs in the first quarter. So they're down a lot. They've temporarily shut down a few locations.
Yep.
And
that's actually happened to the one in Colorado here.
Really?
Yep, it's down south, and I know it's shut down for a while, and people were kind of upset about it.
Well,
I think it's back.
In order to bounce back from all the loss, they're thinking that removing the iconic cherry from their milkshakes is going to save them enough money. So
Does anyone really eat those anyway?
Probably not.
No.
Boys say
half,
yes.
Half of the people are saying yes, half of them are saying no.
We're gonna have another bra.
We're gonna have a debate here.
I mean, I'm not a big milkshake person, honestly. If they got rid of the whole shake, it wouldn't affect me.
Steak and Shake.
Wouldn't affect me a whole lot, but I understand that it's pretty
lactose intolerant.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yes, it's pretty iconic though. It's been around for a very long time.
Yeah, the shakes are pretty good, I guess, if you're into that sort of thing.
It is called Steak and Shake.
Yeah, Steak and Shake. They're also spending $40 million on new milkshake machines.
Right.
Which kind of is confusing. I wonder what's wrong with the ones they have now.
Change the milkshake game, really.
Switch it up, shake it up.
So DBL Nation, write us in and let us know what you guys think about this story.
All right, Denise, it's been a while. I might be a little bit rusty, but I'm going to try it out. It's time for DBL Deal Blast! Still got it. That's right. We've teamed up with MorningSave.com to bring you the lowest prices on the hottest products. And here to help us out is lifestyle expert Miss Denise Plant. Girl, I miss you, girl.
Oh, I miss you too, Brandon.
You ready to get this thing started?
I am, and I bought so many great deals. It's amazing.
I love it. Now, you know what Will Smith's song is stuck in my head?
What?
Summer, summer,
summertime.
That's right, because summer is almost upon us, and for many, it's time to travel. Now, Denise has brought some durable and fashionable luggage to ensure that you are traveling in style.
And they're beautiful,
yes,
too.
They are.
I want to introduce you to the Joy Mangano Hardside carry-on luggage. It's available in black, onyx, rose, steel blue, navy, platinum.
Ooh.
And this lightweight luggage innovation from Joy features a hardside design with packable pocket drawers that make packing and unpacking so much easier. Revolutionary spinball wheels provide smooth 360-degree movement to keep up with you as you're dashing through the airport. If you're like me, I'm always running.
Always running. You're a woman on the go.
I am.
So how much for this perfect carry-on?
Okay, normally it's gonna run you as much as $130, but you know me, what do I bring? The low prices! $59
Oh, yeah.
up to 55% off!
All right, let's move on to the next one because there is nothing better than something glamorous that is also functional. For all you busy ladies out there that's always on the go, this one is for you.
Do you know I bought this for my mom for Mother's Day because it was so beautiful and it's so unique? It's the Savvy Sea Sterling Silver Fragrance Necklace.
Ooh.
It's available in 4 styles. You can wear your favorite perfumes on the go for long-lasting scents. Now, the pendant necklace will carry the perfume of your choice for retouches throughout the day, and it's so beautiful looking. It also includes 12 cotton fragrance holders that are reusable and exchangeable. It's made of sterling silver and genuine gemstones, and aren't they breathtaking? All different little designs.
Absolutely. The ladies want to look good, they want to smell good, but how much are we talking?
Okay, so normally as much as $375.
Ooh.
I know, Mom thought I spent a lot of dough on her, but now it's only $79, savings up to 79% off.
79% off.
Yes.
Your mother absolutely had to love that.
Oh yeah, she looks beautiful in it. I love my mommy.
Gorgeous. All right, so Denise, for me, a power bank is so essential to have around. I mean, you know I rely on my phone for everything.
Yes.
So what do you have for us today?
Okay, so this is the 2-pack Zipcord Rocks 5000 mAh power bank. It's totally convenient, portable charger. It's ideal for providing additional extra charges and extending the life of your smartphone, even your tablet and other USB devices. There is no need to carry cables in order to charge your device.
How much for the juice?
I ended up buying 2 of these for both of
Two?
my boys, Austin and Wyatt. Normally runs as much as $100. Today, now it's only $25 savings up to 75% off.
Wow, Denise, you brought great products for everything. Now let's move on to grooming. What product have you brought to help people keep up with #brow goals?
Okay, women and men, listen up. This is the 2-pack La Tweeze Illuminating Tweezers. This product is hot and actually had 150,000 person wait list before the product even launched in August 2018.
Oh, wow.
Crazy, right?
Yep.
It's available in a 2-pack of black and black, rose gold and black, gold and black, or mermaid and black. Exclusive diamond dust tip technology creates an extreme grip surface that makes plucking hairs effortless. Features include a Swarovski crystal on-off button and an ultra-bright LED light and a built-in magnifying mirror.
All right, Denise, how much for brow goals?
Normally, it's gonna run you as much as $72.
Ooh.
Now it's $25 savings up to 65% off.
Oh, wow.
Yes!
And if you love these products, you can head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing products at the lowest prices. And you can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone, people. Thank you, and another round of applause because I really miss Miss Denise Plant.
Thank you.
There we
You're
go.
so sweet. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you.
Ooh, everybody say Deal Blast. Deal Blast. Deal Blast, my favorite. I love shooting those Deal Blast segments. And I call my grandparents Nama and Papa. Nama and Papa, if you're watching, I promise I'm going to bring home some Deal Blast stuff. I got you all. I kept, I believe, the suitcase from last time. I was thinking about the tweezers, but I like bushy eyebrows. I feel like my bushy eyebrows are my thing, especially since I'm growing my hair out. Hashtag.
Yeah, you got great eyebrows.
See? Hashtag
But
bush
people
gang.
like Sam, she needs it because she can't see her eyebrows. So there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna microblade or do anything like
No,
that.
you got
I want to preserve my sexy. Let's get to your viewer comments. You all have wrote in about absolutely everything we talked about today. So I'm going to be sporadic with this. Tony Ricky, watching in Minneapolis, talking about the Alabama abortion bill, says a man has no right to govern a woman's body. I absolutely agree with that. And I'm on a 10:30 and 11:30 panel. That's here, Mountain Time. You guys should check that show out as well. I'm on a panel with 3 women. I have a mother, I have grandmothers, I have 5 sisters, a stepmother. In no way, shape, or form am I going to tell one of them, or even a woman that I work with, or a random woman on the street, how to govern her body. Exactly, Tony Ricky. Thomas McGee says everybody has their breaking point. I don't blame Erica. Some people are so inconsiderate. Talking about that 5th host, if people should be, neighbors should be able to write parking tickets for people. But Erica's story was hilarious, and I was here that day when she came in and told that story. Karen Alexander is saying absolutely not. It's not the government's business. I believe talking about the Alabama abortion bill. You see it in Georgia, you've seen it in Ohio, you've seen it in Tennessee, Mississippi. Seeing a lot of these states, mostly southern states, pushing these bills, these fetal bills, and I think it's going to go to the Supreme Court. So there's going to be more on that. Stay tuned and make sure you educate yourself, especially when you're talking in your message groups, your Facebook groups, because you don't speak just from opinion. Opinion has to be backed by fact. Rosemary Smith, watching in Knoxville, she says, I think it's about time we make a stand to protect these innocent babies, and people need to be responsible for their actions. So it sounds like you are pro-life. Who is that? Rosemary Smith. And we thank you all for the comments on both sides. I don't know. I honestly don't know where I stand. I grew up in the church.
I am pro-life, but I am also pro-choice. That's the thing. Like, I want the baby to be born, but at the same time, I want that baby's quality of life to at least be good. Give that kid a chance. There are people out there who have unwanted pregnancies, and you see that kid suffer. So like I said this morning, if you're pro-life, please be pro-foster care, pro-child protection services, pro-maternity leave, but to have something put up in place for these babies who are being born to unwanted or to unfit parents, especially when we're talking about incest and rape as well. So thank you all for watching. We got the end of the show next.
Thanks, Brandon.
Today's watch and win word is wind.
A Florida Highway Patrol officer nearly escaped an out-of-control vehicle, and it was all caught on camera. On the way back to his car, the vehicle was coming right for him. He hopped on the barrier, barely avoiding the crash. He did break his ankle, but it could have been so much worse. Thank God he's okay. Wow, he's thanking his lucky stars.
Working hard every day.
We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.
Digital team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news, but right now I'm here to tell you about tomorrow on Daily Blast. I don't know what that was. I'm just so excited. Tomorrow's gonna be a great day because tomorrow's gonna be a great day because we have a DBL special airing, Fully Clothed and Afraid. Will it be Tori and Sam or will it be Al and Jeff? Who do you think won our camping competition? Let me remind you, Tori was sick and it was very, very cold out there. But I think the girls are gonna pull it through. I honestly do. I think Sam and Tori are gonna win it all. A lot of people.
Yeah, we did good. We did good. Just wait till you see.
Oh gosh,
what
I'm
happens.
nervous.
Guys.
Have you seen the piece yet?
No.
Oh.
Have you?
No.
Oh.
I don't know who wins. The suspense is killing me.
It's good, guys. It was good. It was good, clean, honest competition.
Are you still angry and cold?
Oh yeah, the whole thing was a mistake. No, the whole thing was a joke. No one explained to me the nighttime situation.
I don't think they explained to you that it was actually a competition. Like you were gonna have to sleep in that cold
No,
weather.
I just thought they'd give me things to make me warmer.
You thought you were gonna get to sleep in the trailer.
I thought there'd be some kind of more of a shelter.
Tori, tell them what you did at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I texted 2 people, producers, and said, please come get me. And then we were like, oh, sorry, we were sleeping in our warm trailer and we couldn't get your text.
Or they read your text and we're going to come get you because that's not part of the competition, you know?
That is so true.
So it's really funny. I'm really excited to see who wins. I think the girls are going to pull it out, but trust me, I have no idea. They've been keeping it hush-hush.
Haven't I been good?
You guys have all been good.
And I'm not usually good.
I can't wait to see this tomorrow on DBL on all DBL.
I think I left my iced
special.
coffee in the hallway. It's such a Tory move. I think I'll go back.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You are totally off base here.
Log on and join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, May 15th. We are live, and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. I'm here with Tori, Jeff, Al, and I'm Sam. Let's get started. Terrifying new video just into the studio from earlier today. A pair of window washers trapped in a swinging basket 50 stories in the air on top of a high-rise in Oklahoma City. Wow. The basket was violently whipped back and forth by the wind, and you can actually see it hit the building a number of times. Thankfully, they are safe. Fire crews rescued the men after 45 minutes. Are your palms sweaty now?
I feel like as soon as you get out that, it's straight to the bar. You gotta go straight to the bar.
I thought you were gonna say church.
No, that's straight to the bar.
Yeah, wow. Unbelievable. I'm so glad that they are okay. Let's move on to this story that have many of you chiming in already on our DBL pages. Alabama state senators passed a controversial new abortion law late yesterday. It outlaws nearly all abortions in the state, making it a felony to perform the procedure unless the mother's health is at risk. Alabama doctors could face up to 99 years to life in prison for performing an abortion. Also, the law does not make exceptions in cases of rape or incest. incest. Opponents rallied outside the state Senate. Some wore Handmaid's Tale costumes and others carried signs reading, "Reproductive rights are human rights." The new law is expected to be challenged and will most certainly reignite the debate over Roe v. Wade, and reactions to the bill are pouring in. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi tweeted, "Women's rights are under attack. This relentless and cruel Republican assault on women's health is designed to force a court battle to destroy Roe v. Wade. Democrats will be ready to defend health care and women's reproductive freedom." While anti-abortion activists like Lila Rose tweeted, "So proud of Alabama and of all the women and men that stood up against the abortion industry and the crusade of lies, misinformation, and fear-mongering, and said, we will fight so our laws protect life. We will make our states a safer home for mothers and children." And I just want to say, before we even begin in our discussion, DBL Nation, we know that this is a sensitive subject. We know that some of the women right now watching the show might be going through this, or might be recovering from something similar to this, or might be contemplating abortion. So let's have a spirited debate, but let's be respectful, and I encourage our DBL Nation to please do the same. Tori, where do you stand on this?
Here's what it's very personal to me, and I don't want to make it, I'm not trying to convince anyone is what I'll say right off the bat. But what Alabama said to me with 22 white males making a decision is that you don't respect me as a gender. You don't respect me as a woman to make an adult decision with my doctor and to have my own autonomy to make that decision. You would rather put your voice in front of that. And if you don't trust me with a choice, how can you trust me with a child? And I also believe if you want fewer abortions, don't suppress your women, don't demean your women, elect your women, get them at the table, allow someone with a uterus to at least be at the vote. I mean, we are that far behind that it is Handmaid's Tale. I'm very angry about it. I don't think it'll pass. I think we'll go to the Supreme Court. We'll see what happens. But at this point, you're telling me you don't respect your daughters and sisters of Alabama.
Jeff, where do you stand on this?
You know, like you started off saying, Sam, this is such a heated debate. Maybe one that is the most heated, you could almost say. And I don't know why it's like that, and I don't know why it's broken up to Democrat and Republican. Because you're a Republican, I'm forced to think this way, and I'm a Democrat, I'm forced to think this way. That's why I don't like politics involved in this. I could see both sides to this. Having a baby or watching my wife go through the birthing process, it's her right to choose what she wants to do with her body because she's putting herself through that. Yeah. I totally get that. But then on the other side, if you're pro-life, I'm a faith-based guy. I totally believe in that stuff, and I know a lot of people out there believe in faith too, which is a huge part of it. And also, when I saw the sonogram of my first child, I mean, it makes me want to cry right now. It's like, how could you take that life away? So I see both sides in the whole process of things, and I don't think it needs to be, I'm so angry and I'm Democrat and this, and I need to pick it. We need to put the conversation on the table and be calm about it and have a conversation about it.
What I want more than anything is results. And what I did this morning is I wanted to research statistics. I wanted to see how can we come together. And from what I saw, I think we're more alike, pro-life and pro-choice than we realize. We all want to prevent loss of life. We all want to prevent unwanted pregnancies, unwanted teen pregnancies. And what I found was staggering. I had no idea, according to the CDC, that abortions are at a historic low. Lower today than they were before Roe v. Wade. That means when they were banned. So banning clearly didn't work then. In fact, it actually put the women's lives endangered because you had people who were so ashamed and so desperate that they were taking pretty drastic measures into their own hands. So not only are you terminating that child's life, but or the fetus's life, you're terminating your own life. So what we've learned from our past is, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on what side you're on, and I hate even having to say that, banning doesn't work, at least when it comes to abortion. And number two, what we've seen work because of the decline in unwanted teen pregnancy and the decline in abortion is contraception and education. So if we can provide more contraception, more education, if we can provide less shame, so these teens, because 90% of the abortions are younger people, if they can feel that they're not so ashamed that they're going to act out desperately, or they're not going to go get contraception, or they're not going to go tell mom and dad that they're sexually active, if we can prevent that happening, we will prevent loss of life. So we can come together on this and have the same result without dictating to a woman what to do with her body.
All right, and I'll just say this and we can move on. For years, since the beginning of time, really, there's been the pro-life and pro-choice, and they stand on both sides of the sidewalk, and they've been yelling at each other for years. Every state, every city, since way before we were even a thought in our parents' eyes. How's that worked out? Yeah. It hasn't. So we can either go this direction with bickering with each other and calling names and calling people murderers, or we can try something else, and it's called duality of thought, and understanding that Jeff can have two different thoughts on the same issue. Sam can have her heartstrings pulled on both sides of this issue, and understanding that the people that you're dealing with are not the enemy. They're just people that have a different experience than you, and trying to empathize with that might work, because we might as well try that, because the screaming and the picket signs really happen.
Yeah, and enough with the misinformation and the fear-mongering, and we got to come from a place of statistics. Because then I think we can all come together and hopefully, through compassion, through empathy, have a solution.
And through empowerment.
And through empowerment.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't take us away from the table. Instead, like you said, let's have a conversation. Then have a woman at that table.
Yes.
That might have gone through
and a doctor.
pregnancy.
And a doctor.
And a doctor. I mean, some of these things they're saying very quickly are like, I think there is a time when a woman would know at 5 weeks she's pregnant. These are what some of these men are saying.
You
if
don't
you want a
know.
woman there,
You don't know.
That's not going to happen. Who's been through, had a child.
Yeah.
So just bring us to the table and empower us to have part of that conversation.
And it is nuanced. I've talked to some doctors that are actually pro-life, but they say, but if I were to go to the voting booth, I would say pro-choice, because I've been in those circumstances with those women, and I know that each situation is so unique and so different, whether it's personal, whether it's medical. Even though the doctor is saying I'm personally pro-life, because what I've seen, I'm pro-choice. So it's a nuanced conversation. It really is. And yeah, I wish we had more time to talk about it. And we do encourage all of you to write in. We want to hear from you. We want to have the conversation. And we're going to go to break, and we will continue the conversation as well. DBL is live. We'll bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, we're giving you a sneak peek at the Emmys gift bag. A lucky DBL viewer will win gifts worth $14,000. It could be you. Also, stars of the Beverly Hills 90210 reboot are finally revealing more details about their highly anticipated show. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. Imagine a world where your neighbors can actually give you parking tickets. It could happen in one U.S. city. Your comments are next.
Tomorrow on DBL.
Team, on your mark, get set, go!
Our hosts are getting savage in the wild for the ultimate camping competition.
We're gonna be in trouble.
Hosted by Amazing Race and Survivor star Corinne Kaplan. Who will brave the elements?
Going right over there. Go over
and
there.
who will crash?
I feel miserable. I feel sick. I feel angry.
Don't miss Fully Clothed and Afraid. That's tomorrow on DBL.
We don't need more comments. Hey, okay,
There's
we're
a
getting your
breeze down
comments
there?
in. Ellis Walker on YouTube. This is all it looks like in regard to
Sometimes
the Georgia law.
they
Let's
do
start
that.
actually with Hannah Mary
I
on
like his
Facebook. She
chai
says in
tea.
Minneapolis, absolutely not.
He makes a
Banning
good chai
abortions
tea.
does not eliminate abortions. So again, that's where we can actually look to history, look at the CDC, and see what do the numbers tell us. It tells us that banning an abortion doesn't prevent abortion. It just is going to create more loss of life, because not only are you terminating these fetuses, but we saw back before 1973 a lot of women, because they didn't have the safe health care, die also.
And
so
I would say this, Sam, and because it's so like when people hear it, I call it the A word, almost like the T word with Trump. They hear the A word,
with guns.
Yet they just get locked in this train
Yeah.
of thought. Let's use the B word, banning. Anytime we've ever tried to ban anything,
A
whether
black
it's
market happens.
alcohol,
Yeah.
marijuana,
What happens?
prostitution,
Yeah.
everything, people are going to do what they're going to do.
You know what's so
Period.
interesting? Shirley Chisholm, who was, I think, the first African American to run for president, said this. This is a long time ago. Abortions are always going to happen. You can't stop abortions from happening, because some people will have to go through that. So you either do it safely and empowering with people educated, like Sam said.
Contraception works.
Yeah, or you do it in a back alley, which, as
Right.
Sam said, the rates went way up, the deaths went way up. So which way do you want it if you want better laws?
Here's the thing, people are going to have
Protection for
sex. That's innate in all of us. It's biology. People are going to have sex, and we all learned that the abstinence conversation in schools in the 90s did not work. We had higher teen
No
pregnancies
different
back
than
then.
the just say no.
Same with
didn't
the
work.
war on drugs,
Exactly.
just say no, all of that.
It didn't
so
work.
It didn't work. What's been proven to work over time has been education, and with pregnancy, contraception. So we got to make sure that we're not shaming those 15 and 16-year-olds. Am I encouraging them to have sex? No. But we don't want to shame them to the point where they're not going to go tell mom and dad, I need to go get contraception to prevent this pregnancy. We got to change
Some
our
people
culture.
probably literally think that their parents would kill them if they told them that.
That's why they
I think
rather
literally
that's-
think that.
That's how it was. I went to a private school, and there were so many abortions because people were scared to tell their parents, and they'd go do it and ask other people to take them. It was awful.
Now, if you are in Alabama, oh, okay, damn it.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. Washington, D.C. could soon allow residents the ability to issue parking tickets.
What?
Yep, that's your neighbor, people. D.C. officials say that the pilot program would start by training 10 people per district to enforce parking rules. Residents selected would use an app to take pictures of infractions, then issue the tickets. So DBL Nation, should your neighbors be able to issue a parking ticket to you?
All right, Sam, let's do this. Martha from Facebook says, I feel stuck. On one hand, I hate illegally parked vehicles. On the other hand, snitching on my neighbors for minor offenses seems wrong. And I agree with you, Martha, and also what you have to remember is they're your neighbors. And the last time I checked, houses are pretty affixed to the ground. So that means if you make a decision one day because you're upset, you get to live next to a person that hates you for the next 10, 20 years. So I just think this could create bad karma in a neighborhood.
Jeffrey from Facebook says, how will this really work out? Are there going to be penalties for people who write faulty tickets? I'm from D.C. There's already so much red tape. This is going to cause nothing but a disaster. And you're going to go to the courts to say, well, this person had beef with me and this person parked there. It's only going to tie up another industry. So I think this is a no from me.
Leslie from Facebook says this will end poorly. It's a good initiative, but bad overall judgment. I'm with you. I think it's a terrible idea. Oh my God, I already want to wring their necks of the regular people who do that, who get paid, let alone you're just going to work for the government and give them $100 a pop while you're making $5 an hour? Come on, use your head a little bit. Be a good neighbor.
Especially when you can get annoyed or beef with your neighbor, like if your lawn is unkept. Can you imagine if you're annoyed about something so simple as that, what will happen? The animosity built
Or if it happened a couple times.
I know.
I mean,
or an abuse of power. You get like a parking ticket patty.
Or you scratch their car, God forbid, if you put the ticket and they're like, you touched my car. I mean, there's so many problems.
Jeff was joking, but I mean, honestly, like, people have attacked meter maids, parking attendants, whatever you call it now.
For them.
Think about if it's just your neighbor Larry, who you already might have an issue with. Like, honestly, this is kind of a silly idea, but that could lead to violence because people have gotten into it over people's lawns.
Exactly.
Your tree leaves are falling in my. Take care of your friend. So like.
And you give that crabby neighbor some kind of power. Please. And I got to embarrass Larry on his lawn in front of his kids.
Speaking of lawns.
Larry is the worst.
Larry, man.
Speaking of lawns, did you guys know that wishes, those little like things where you blow and
Dandelions?
Dandelions?
Wishes.
Call them wishes. That they're weeds?
Yeah, they're weeds.
Oh, it's embarrassing. You see my lawn a mile away. Full of wishes.
Because I'm sure you and Sophie do that.
I know. And they're pollinating everywhere. Oh, it's embarrassing. Like, I bet if you're up in a plane,
you call wishes dandelions? You're like, I dandelion, we have a 5th season. It's very weird. I like that. It's cute.
Thank you. I don't know what's happening. Are we going? Are we not going? It's hard to hear right now. Sorry.
I think everybody's stunned by wishes.
Yes, we're done here.
I think people relate.
I love it.
Coming up on DBL, Paris Hilton comes out swinging against a former friend. We'll tell you who she's calling out. Plus, DBL is giving away the actual Emmys gift bag. Oh, yeah, to one lucky viewer. Find out what you can win next.
I am happy to say you won the Sandals Dream Vacation.
DBL Nation, this could be you. This May, Daily Blast Live is giving away another Sandals Luxury Included Vacation. Just watch DBL every day for the word of the day. Then go to dailyblastlive.com/sandals to enter. The winner will be announced May 22nd. The next Sandals Vacation winner could be you.
Hey, DBL Nation. Welcome to the breaks. I got a trending story for you coming out of yahoo.com. Write us in and let us know if you're a Game of Thrones fan and what you thought about the latest episode. A couple gripes from not just in here, but all over the place. There's actually a petition on petition.org going around for change in the entire season. So they want to actually remake the entire season. Change.org. They want to remake the entire season. They're calling for signatures to remake all of season 8 and start from scratch and stretch it out to 10 episodes. And look, I'm not gonna go into too far of detail of the petition, but come on, y'all. Like, look, they're not gonna remake the whole season. Actors are already getting new jobs. They're already moving on. Like, people have already shot their final scenes. It's not gonna happen, unfortunately. But I know there's a big call for that. There's been a lot of backlash in this season of Game of Thrones for things like writing, pacing, episode length. I mean, I've heard it all. Characters not getting the conclusions they deserve. It's a lot. It's a lot. And it seems like this is mirroring the Star Wars Last Jedi issue that happened last year when a lot of Star Wars fans were not feeling The Last Jedi, and it really split the audience up. At the time I was checking, it was up to 30,000 signatures on that petition. But when they started writing the article and published the article, it was only 15,000. So this is gaining a lot of traction. But again, they let actors go. People, or not necessarily let them go, but they shot their final scenes. People are on to their next projects. I don't foresee them actually reshooting that, but come on, y'all. It's the last season. It is a little bit of a bummer, but hey, you know, let's just enjoy it while we had it and go out with a bang. We'll see you next break.
Thank you.
Awards. And now for your host, Tori Schulman.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. And stop. Great. The Daytime Emmys inspired us to throw our own award show, but instead of statues, winners today will be taking home actual products from the Daytime Emmy gift bag, huh? Now, the DBL hosts are today's nominees, but you can be a winner too. Just keep watching to find out how. Our first category is the best on-air laugh attack. So let's check out the nominees.
And that's not even Erica.
We're live. And the winner is Sam Shucker! Sam is taking home products perfect for pampering yourself, like this Kahuna LED mask or these Nesco luxury face and eye masks, and essential oils from Young Living. Our second category is the best out of studio look. Let's check out the nominees. All right, guys, it's a head-to-head battle between Al Jackson and Stephanie Jones. Al is rocking a wetsuit from the time we sent him to dive with sharks, and Stephanie, our resident Brit, looking positively American in her Harlem Globetrotters uniform. And the winner is Stephanie! Stephanie Jones! Yahoo! Stephanie gets to take home gifts perfect for any tech lover, so she can fall asleep with ease by using Sound Machine from Sound Sleep Technologies, or stay in touch with people across the pond with a brand new Facebook portal. She's also getting a state-of-the-art dashboard camera from Nextbase. Our final category is my favorite. This is the best host-to-host burn. Here are your nominees.
Thank you.
Cowl neck?
Thank you.
Yeah,
the cowl neck.
Cowl neck.
Cowl.
You know what this panel needs is more cowl neck.
Last week, Al Jackson, Erica, can I use your Postmates? Sure, Al. $67.42 later.
That's not true.
And the winner is, it's Erica Cobb. Yay! Huh? Since Erica is a world traveler, her gifts are inspired by people on the go, like this travel-sized gift set from Wine Country and this Pan Am luggage inspired by the glory days of flying. To top it all off, adorable luggage tags from My Tagalongs. We didn't have time for any acceptance speeches today, but we want to hear yours. Yes, you, DBL Nation. Go to dailyblastlive.com and send us your best acceptance speech. Our favorite will be taking home a Daytime Emmys gift bag full of amazing products like everything you just saw and more. All of this is worth more than $14,000. Yes, we want to make sure you feel like the star you are. So hurry, time is running out. That's it for our first Daily Blast Live Awards. I look fantastic. Thank you and good night. Thank you. Tori in her element.
Coming up on DBL, it's No Holds Barred with Paris Hilton. She's lashing out against a former friend on national TV, and in Heart Threads, how a daughter is honoring her mom and following in her footsteps as a pediatric nurse. It is an incredible story about legacy. That's next.
Promotional consideration.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's your commercial break with Brandon. Great job, Tori, with the DBL Awards. Her dress was very Vanna White-ish, very sparkly, nice and sparkly. So great job with that. We're gonna keep talking about our fifth host. We're gonna go to the fifth host, get to some more of you all's comments, especially since it's talking about if you can write one of your neighbors a ticket. Unreal. Giovanni from Facebook says tickets can mean the difference between a person being able to get to work or a boot on their car. It's a very serious thing to allow typical citizens this power. Absolutely not. We're citizens for a reason. We're not sworn in. Parking police or ticket trafficking police, whatever you call it. All it takes is to call the tow company to get that car removed from where it's supposed to be. Someone touching my car, being too close to my car, I don't know, I feel like that's gonna breed animosity. Zoe says, would this mean that people other than the police will be allowed to touch your car? Absolutely not. Agreed. Like, what are you doing by my car, bro? Like, what are you doing grabbing my windshield wiper, putting up some sort of, hey, I'm a do-gooder citizen and you are parked in the wrong spot. We have people whose jobs, that's their job. Worry about just being a good neighbor and curbing your dog. Brian from Facebook says, this is totally a money grab. The city can cover more ground and hire less people this way. Exactly. I mean, you see the little golf cart cars for the parking people, you know, they're just driving around in our neighborhoods and stuff. Why not just hire more? You know, if it's that big of a problem, have some sort of phone line or hotline where someone can call in if someone's parked in their spot. Just have something where you can call, someone comes right away, they assess the situation, give that person a ticket, and that person who is hired by the government or hired by whomever. Courtney, our camerawoman, is yawning. I'm sorry, I'm boring you right now, Courtney. So that person can call in to get the car towed or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like giving this power to citizens. Abby from Facebook says, I'd love this, but I'm obnoxiously petty about rules. I would probably get a ton of infractions myself for petty things that I do as well. It balances out. See, I'm worried about the petty people. I'm worried about the petty Abbies out there who is like, hey, excuse me, you're 1 foot over the yellow line, that's a ticket. Hey, you over there, you're too close to the handicap spot, that's a ticket. I'm worried about the people who would abuse the power. Lily says, rather than get free work from citizens, why doesn't the city hire and train people that need a job? Again, I'm not knocking any of the parking attendants or people who do traffic services or anything like that, but I feel as though, and you know, this is me speaking without education on it, it could be easy to train someone to do this. So why not create more jobs and have more people on patrol than leaving it up to neighbors, some abuse of power, and some profiling. Thank you all for writing in. We've got more DBL coming up, and make sure you watch the Jersey Off Suit On podcast that's coming up tonight. That'll drop tonight.
Thanks, Brandon. Today's Watch and Win word is wind. Welcome back to DBL. Today's Heart Threads, it's all about legacy. Watch how one woman is honoring her mother in this incredible story about family. This nurse is following in her mother's footsteps and honoring a special promise. Tao Win loves her job as a pediatric nurse, but knows she couldn't be where she is now without her parents.
It's not really about me. It's because of the choice that my parents made years ago, risking everything that they had for me.
Tao's parents fled communism at the end of the Vietnam War. Tao was just 1 year old. Like millions of others fleeing the war, their family escaped on a crowded fishing boat. After 4 days at sea, their boat was attacked by pirates.
Terrified, frightened, because they have knife and other things that would kill us.
Tao and her parents were rescued by the USS John Young. Tao's mom, Tan, made a promise to give back to the country they now call home. Tan enrolled in college, became a nurse, and spent 29 years caring for others. Today, Tao is carrying on her mother's legacy.
Love life. I do. I'm grateful for the air that I breathe, you know, like to have an opportunity to help others just like people helped us.
I'm grateful for the air that I breathe. How many of us take that for granted? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, to come from a mother like that, imagine the pride she approaches her job with every day. Like, that's the nurse you want, and 99 times out of 100, that's the nurse you get. Nurses are amazing.
From someone who spent a lot of time in hospitals with sick moms, I give it all up to the nurses.
I know.
Yes.
The nurses are everything.
I know, and she says, I love my life.
Yeah, that's amazing.
She's helping
contentment.
others. How fulfilling. We love the nurses. My sister's a nurse.
Yeah.
I love
Yes.
you, Lonnie. If you're leaving us right now, you can still watch us live on Facebook and YouTube. Here's what's coming up next.
Paris Hilton is throwing shade left and right. So who's the former BFF she's blasting on national television? Then, 90s nostalgia, big time. The cast of Beverly Hills 90210 explains what their reboot is all about. And a former male escort spills his sexy secrets and reveals what women really want. DBL is getting hot in daytime. When we come back.
DBL Nation, what's up? It's your boy Jeray for the Slay, and we're back with another Beauty Blast Edition video. Now this week, we're giving you a surprise little inside scoop of everything beauty that's happening for you guys. Now, this past week has been crazy. We've had so much going on, but I'm gonna give you my top 3 beauty insiders secrets that I found recently. So number 1, we had the amazing Katy Perry seen at Coachella. Now, she wasn't just seen rocking her everyday American Idol looks, honey. She had a gorgeous monochromatic all pink look going on. This started from the top with Chris Appleton, her hairstylist, styling her hair in a beautiful fuchsia pink moment. This is a beautiful body wave. Now, the fuchsia pink tone, though, is just enough to give her some more of those cool and warm vibrancies all the way through her hair. This made for a great gradation when you see her on the red carpet, and she just looked amazing. Now, down to the makeup, her makeup artist, Michael Anthony, used ColourPop Ooh La La eyeshadow palette. And this is seen in that gorgeous cat smoky eye that he created for her. This is a great way to shape out her eye without using eyeliner. And it made sure that you could really see those pink tones living off of her skin. It was an absolute gorgeous moment. Now, another star that we've had our eye on lately is the gorgeous queen, Rihanna, y'all. Give it up for Queen Rihanna, because she is just looking amazing. Now, we saw her on Harper's Bazaar's cover for their 2019 Beauty Edition, in which she is sporting a gorgeous rainbow avant-garde look. This look is just to die for. You just have to take a look at it just to see all these vibrant colors and how they're playing off of her skin as well. Now, Fenty Beauty posted this picture on their Instagram, and we got a clue that there is possibly a new item that was used in the shoot that will be featured. Now, Rihanna is famous for this, for dropping brand new products up to 1 year in advance. So we might not even know what this is until next year, but I'll tell you what, your boy Jeray for the Slay is super excited. So you guys, thanks for coming in and viewing another amazing episode of Beauty Blast. Let me know what you want to see for next week. I'll talk to you soon.
Agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. We are live, and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. Let's get started. Ayesha Curry is still dominating headlines. She's opening up now about depression and how she's dealt with her mental health. If you don't know Ayesha, she has a restaurant chain, a cookware line. She's very successful, and of course is married to NBA star Steph Curry. They have 3 kids together, and now she's talking more about motherhood. She tells Working Mother after having her second child, she was dealing with postpartum depression, and says, quote, "So I made a rash decision. I got the most botched boob job on the face of the planet. I would never do anything like that again, but I am an advocate of if something makes you happy, who cares about the judgment?"
I look at this and I see somebody opening up about a subject that I know nothing about. I know, Sam, you've dealt with this. Like, does this ring true to you?
Yeah, it actually opens up my eyes too. You know, I came out with my postpartum depression on this show. It wasn't planned. It just was cathartic, and Jeff and his wife had gone through it, so it just came out. And I'm so glad that I was open and honest when I was suffering, and I got help, and I'm better because of it. But what's interesting is, I think before you finally get treatment, you do self-medicate in different forms, right? It could be drinking, it could be lashing out at your partner, it could be drugs, it could be a number of different things. For her, what was surprising to me, but makes total sense, is she was self-medicating with some sort of, she thought, validation to get a boob job.
Yeah.
And so she's not shaming people that get plastic surgery. She's saying, hey, do you, boo, if that's what you want, but make sure you're in the right mindset.
Right. When I first started going to therapy in Michigan, it sounds like I'm a crazy person, but she said, when you're in that place of depression, never make a major decision.
Wow.
And I was like, what do you mean? She goes, every time you think you should make a decision, take a walk. And it's only because your brain isn't ready to make
it's in
that.
Fight or flight.
It is, yeah. It's
You're
not
in survival
the limbic,
mode.
exactly. And it's not a good time to do so. So if you're thinking of doing something drastic with your hair or your body, take a walk and maybe wait a little bit, I would think.
Yeah, I appreciate her honesty. I really do, especially because as someone that went through postpartum depression, it's interesting to see how it affects different people. It's not going to affect one individual the same way. So thank you, Aisha, and for Working Mother Magazine for spreading this information. Moving on, if you didn't know, Paris Hilton and Lindsay Lohan, they have a rocky relationship. They were friends back in the day, but last year Paris called Lindsay a pathological liar. And last night on Watch What Happens Live, Andy Cohen asked Paris to say 3 nice things about Lindsay. Check it out.
She's beyond.
Okay, it's fun.
Lame and embarrassing.
Jeff?
That's kind of embarrassing, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? It's like, that was
that
20 years ago when you had your reality show, that was funny. You know what I mean? And people like the bickering. It's like, when you're so sheltered in your own world and money doesn't mean anything to you, or neither does real life, this is what you get. This is a product of that. You know, so I almost don't even fault Paris Hilton, but it's like, it's been 20 years. Move on.
Yeah, I mean, it seems they seem like they have some kind of bitter beef between them. I'm just not sure airing that on TV was a great idea.
And I agree with you guys, but in that segment, Andy Cohen, I mean, of course, there could have been a number of different things she could have said to curb that segment, but it's called Plead the Fifth. You're supposed to be super honest. So that's his whole kind of thing. He uses that to make sure that, and he sets his guests up to do just that. So, but yeah, I agree with you, Jeff. I mean, it doesn't make her look good by talking, even if you don't like that person. Right. Keep it to yourself. Yeah.
Plead the Fifth.
I know. The cast of the 90210 reboot is giving us more details on their new show. They're also talking about how hard it's been doing the show without one of their key castmates, Luke Perry. He passed away in March after complications from a massive stroke. Luke's friends say they're still dealing with his death.
Luke was a huge part of our 90210 family, and personally, Luke was a very large part of my life.
It's difficult. He's a good friend of mine.
He's been with us every step of the way.
And while they're remembering their friend and colleague, Jason Priestley is also giving us the inside scoop on what to expect in the reboot.
It's a scripted, fake reality show that follows Jason Priestley and Ian Ziering and Jenny Garth. All of us trying to get a reboot of Beverly Hills 90210 made.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm excited.
Me too.
I'm excited because I love shows like this. What they're doing is, if you guys ever watch episodes out there, it's one of my favorite shows of all time on Showtime with Matt LeBlanc, and he kind of has his fake life, and Curb Your Enthusiasm is exactly the same thing. 2 of my favorite shows. And if they're doing this kind of script, like
looks like they are.
It kind of opens the curtains for people at home who don't know inside Hollywood, but in a comedic way, which makes me even more excited for this show.
August 7th. And going back to Luke Perry, because they are an ensemble, they are family. I mean, can you imagine, one of us losing, someone, and then how, I'm sure it's cathartic to go back to work and lean on one another, because this happened right while they were filming the reboot or about to film it, but it's got to be almost like this hard, constant reminder as well.
It will be everywhere you looked. It would be the cameras, it would be the seat where they used to sit, it'd be the seat where they used to sit, it'd be the seat where they used to sit, and the parking space where they always were. And I mean, you can see it on their face when they're asked, they say something very nice, but they kind of look straight ahead because they probably have a rehearsed answer, because if they go either way, I mean, these are human beings. And they're dealing with the tragedy. It's apparently this man was beloved.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's something they'll never get over. But it's good to see they're trying, and I think they'll do his memory good.
I do too. I do too, and I can't wait. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
So the premiere is August 7th. We'll all be tuning in. Do you ever get those Uber drivers that just won't stop talking? Well, now the company has a new quiet mode, which lets your driver know you don't want to chit chat. Unfortunately, it's only available for Uber Black and SUV, the expensive rides. Lyft has contemplated a similar mode, but hasn't released anything yet. Hello, yeah. Why is this taking so long?
I wish this had been there from the very start. I talk all day long, and I talk a lot at home because I chat. I use that space to just shut up, and I really don't want. I don't want to be rude.
It's your quiet time.
Yeah, I really want to just like catch up on emails and stuff. And when they start talking, how was your day? Where do you work? Oh, here we go. You know, I think this is a good
Haven't
idea.
you been saying this for like eons?
I've been saying this for a long time, and I'm a lot like Tori. Sometimes like I'm going to a show and I'm thinking about what I'm going to say.
Right.
But every time that I've tried to like be quiet, the person, like it happened this weekend, this older woman, she struck up a conversation. She was listening to the Rockies game. She was telling me about how much she was just like the sweet, she was like being in the car with my grandmother. And it's like one of the main memories from this weekend was like this sweet Uber driver. So it's like sometimes you do meet, and I think I told you guys one time on the panel, I met this dude and he was so cool. I was like, can I ask him for his number? That'd be weird. And I didn't, and I was like in my apartment, like that was a cool, we could have like been legit friends, so you never know.
But Jeff's like that. I've been in Ubers with you, and you're quite the chatty cat.
I am. I'm the opposite.
I bet the driver's like, can I do a quiet mode on him?
I wish there was, so I would know, and I'm not bothering them. I love talking with people who are outside this country. That's like, I love talking. Like right away, I'm like, oh, buddy, where you from? You know what I mean? So I love chatting about that.
You've probably been there.
And then like locals, you know, that are here, I'm like, oh, well, what's a good place for this? And you get like little inside tips just by talking it up with somebody. You know what I mean?
That's how people used to navigate life.
Yeah.
Is by asking, hey, where's the best ice cream place? We kind of do that with Erica in a way. We use her as our Uber driver.
Yeah.
You know, but you ask locals, not just Yelp. So.
But I don't like the fact that this is only for Uber Black expensive cars.
I know.
Don't make like quiet time for rich people only.
know.
Like allow it for everybody. I think that's
and
really
let it be
weird.
a choice. If you want to chat, chat. And I think it should also be the option for the driver too.
Yeah.
Because maybe the driver is going through something. Maybe the driver wants to have a whole day to themselves to not have to talk if they're going through something traumatic. So I think it should be on both sides.
I think it's a level of professionalism, Sam, where some people are like, you know, it could be, you know, the guy that fixes your dishwasher. Sometimes he might come in, how's the baby? How's Mark? But sometimes he's just like, I'm going to fix your dishwasher, I'm going to go.
And that's okay.
Either one is fine.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good one. I feel like we just solved like, a really big problem.
I should have asked that guy for his number. He was so cool.
You have Uber FOMO.
Yes, I really do. Missed out. Coming up on DBL, a beauty gadget that makes getting ready a breeze. We've got a great price in our DBL Deal Blast. And put the kids in the other room. A male escort reveals what women really want. That's coming up next.
Tomorrow on DBL.
Team, on your mark, get set, go!
Our hosts are getting savage in the wild for the ultimate camping competition.
We're gonna be in trouble.
Hosted by Amazing Race and Survivor star Corinne Kaplan. Who will brave the elements?
Going right over there, go over
and
there.
who will crash?
I feel miserable, I feel sick, I feel angry.
Don't miss Fully Clothed and Afraid. That's tomorrow on DBL.
You just saw our teaser for tomorrow, big day tomorrow. We reveal the competition. It's gonna be like a whole half-hour episode. It is intense.
Where'd you guys get those pictures to post?
Christopher emailed it to us.
Yeah. You know what's funny is like today I pulled up
Yesterday
and I
we
had
did.
one of these. I don't know if you guys have ever had this at work. I pulled up and I thought today was Thursday, so I was
You
excited.
were all
I was like, I
excited
can't wait
because
to
we
see
haven't
this.
seen it.
We have not seen it.
We lived it.
So I saw like a couple clips and I was not surprised at how good it looked, but like how great cameras are now.
Oh,
We're just like,
yeah.
you
And
have to
our
capture-
production delivered, man. We had a huge crew. Everybody was dedicated. We had drones. I felt like we were legit on the like island of Survivor.
Right.
It was cray-cray. It was 26 degrees. There was fierce competition, but there was a lot of cool bonding time.
Yes.
And you guys will get to see both. I can't wait.
I don't know if like a viewer wrote to me, but I was just saying like there was a moment like when the whole production crew went to their heated, warm places of sleep that evening and left us on the surface of the moon. you know, it was just us. And how often do you have that time where like really your phone doesn't work, and if it did, who would you call? When it's just you and your friends at a campfire, and you guys just have like real honest conversation, which I think it's not like it's missing in this country, but more like it's missing between friends. I think you start to end up having small talk with your friends. How's the baby? Good. How's your good? Like,
yeah,
do you really know how they're doing?
You weren't digging in.
Right.
And yeah, we didn't have our phones, so it really allowed us to reconnect. And it was a wonderful experience, although it was a challenging experience. So you guys will see all of that.
And I think like we're learning like as busy adults, and it seems like, oh, we're with each other a lot, and yes, we are, but you know, our own Erica Cobb had a get-together last Thursday at her house. No spouses, no friends, just the host.
Awesome. Tori is FOMO because she was sick.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, you have to kind of get together and just have like real conversation.
Yeah.
Like, no, how are you? And don't say fine.
Yeah.
Tell me how you're doing.
And
Tell
we
me.
did for like 5 hours. We let it out.
6:30. I left at 12:30, so it was a long chit
chat. Yeah.
I helped her walk Spike. So yeah.
Welcome back to DBL. A story about a man living a double life caught our eye. He's a high-class escort, and he's dishing it all. He charges $500 an hour. He can make up to $15,000 a week. Most women he entertains are anywhere between 35 and 45 years old. Some are as young as 18, and some women are even married. So this got us wondering, what do women want? According to this escort, women want the ultimate fantasy, a knight in shining armor and a lover in and out of the bedroom. His role is to be a real companion. Most of his clients are high-powered businesswomen who want to just relax and get well-deserved attention. And his most common request, the 50 Shades of Grey experience. So ladies, hit us up on dblvote.com. Let us know what you fancy. There's the options. Tori, you when I said the 50 Shades experience.
I think a lot, what we saw, how many people bought the book, I think a lot more people like that than we think. I think it's like that experience, like the idea of control, like the idea of either submissive or dominant. And if you're a high business power person, a lot of people like to be submissive in the bedroom. It just makes sense.
See, I don't think it has anything to do with business. I think everybody either wants to be dominated or made to be submissive.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you think about like every situation that occurs during a sexual situation is about dominance or submission, whether it's the male or the female. And I don't think, and I'm not going to let the whole like high-class business people get away. This is everybody.
Yeah, it is everybody.
Look, there's a reason it's been called the oldest profession under the sun. I mean, people pay for what they want, and this is clearly what people want.
I just think it's weird how like women want like this and that and spend a night and have a bath and slap each other around a little bit, you know what I mean? And men are like, here's your $50, beat it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Money's on the table.
But I mean,
I think because women are driven mentally and men are driven physically. Dr. Drew's always said that. So yeah, we want the mental experience, and if it comes to BDSM, which is what Christian Grey.
See, I'd be way too lazy to do that, which is
you don't
why
even want to tie someone up because you're bored.
But it's consensual. I think we just, before people get too crazy in the comments, because we've talked a lot about dominance and submissiveness and BDSM, all of that, 50 Shades of Grey, all consensual. There's a safe word. So I just wanted to make sure I said that. Because
I think, Jeff, that you explained why women pay for that. The way you explained it,
yeah, because we don't want
a bath and food.
It all starts here for women, though. That's why they say men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
For sure.
We're driven here. You're driven.
Yeah, we're like,
there.
Get her done. Let's head out of here.
Yeah, can we go get a pizza? I'm out.
Let's see what our DBL Nation has to say. What is the most important to you? 53% say 50 Shades of Grey.
I don't understand how that's possible.
Because he's all about the experience, Christian Grey. He's all about the build-up.
But like, yeah, I know, but like the tying up, I'm like, how much time do we have? Like,
Al, you were
11
so lazy.
minutes, bro.
That's a special kind of lazy.
11.
If you can't tie someone up and because you're lazy, that's a special
I'm not
kind of
getting
lazy.
rope, Tori. I don't know even where to go get that. DIY?
You can use a Home Depot.
And then anchor it to what? Where are you doing this, in a studio?
Blindfolds in your car?
What do you, I mean, it's not
if I came in like James Bond with rope and a mask, my wife would be all the cops.
First
It's
of
not like
all,
you're
you're
creeping
been
in.
married for a long time.
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of
I'm
like
gonna
the
swing in through the window.
It's not like a sneaky thing. It's like a plan thing.
Maybe Jordan's waiting for that.
Yeah, well, keep waiting. What? Oh.
Maybe that's what Jordan wants.
Okay, well, I'll hit the costume store, love, on the way home. Be ready for that.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Coming up on DBL, video that'll make you gasp.
Worse than the one we just heard?
We'll show you how a trooper's lightning-fast reflexes saved his life on a very rainy highway. We are saving you major money on a practical yet stylish carry-on suitcase. Perfect for your summer vacation. DBL Deal Blast is next.
This Memorial Day, DBL wants to honor the fallen. Tell us about your beloved service member who paid the ultimate sacrifice. And send in a candid photo. DBL will share their story on air the week leading up to Memorial Day, so that it may never be forgotten.
Hey DBL Nation, it's Lex and I'm here with the DBL Digital team giving you guys more top trending stories during the breaks here at Daily Blast Live. So kind of a weird story for you guys. It's about this man who got kicked off of a flight. It's not as crazy as a lot of those viral videos that we've been seeing pretty recently of things either getting really loud or maybe a little violent. This man was making a joke. The flight had been delayed for a little bit, and one of the flight attendants was passing out water, and a man made a joke saying, "I hope this is vodka," joking that everyone needs a drink. And apparently it didn't go over well, and he ended up getting kicked off his flight. Crazy, right?
Was there something else to it? Like, did something else escalate from this?
Not that I saw. Not that I read, rather. I wasn't there.
Sorry, I've got my jacket on. It's cold in here. Do you think that he should have been kicked off for just that, if that's the whole story?
Yeah, I feel like if that is the whole story, I think people are being a little bit too sensitive.
I agree with you. I think you should be more mindful of what you're saying and what's coming out of your mouth, especially when you're in a public place, but it's not like he said bomb on an airplane.
Yeah, it seemed like people were just tired.
Really quick, someone asked. The camping segment will be on the show.
Oh, I told her, yeah, we're good.
And make sure you guys stay tuned. I was able to go on this trip with all the hosts.
So you know who
work
won.
on it. I know who won.
Oh my gosh, they're all keeping such a good secret. I can't wait.
So hopefully you guys enjoy it.
Thursday.
Tune in tomorrow.
Yep, 30 minutes back.
All right, Denise, it's been a while. I might be a little bit rusty, but I'm going to try it out. It's time for DBL Deal Blast! Still got it. That's right. We've teamed up with MorningSave.com to bring you the lowest prices on the hottest products. And here to help us out is lifestyle expert Miss Denise Plant. Girl, I miss you, girl.
Oh, I miss you too, Brandon.
You ready to get this thing started?
I am, and I bought so many great deals. It's amazing.
I love it. Now, you know what Will Smith's song is stuck in my head?
What?
Summer, summer,
summertime.
That's right, because summer is almost upon us, and for many, it's time to travel. Now, Denise has brought some durable and fashionable luggage to ensure that you are traveling in style.
And they're beautiful,
yes,
too.
They are.
I want to introduce you to the Joy Mangano Hardside carry-on luggage. It's available in black, onyx, rose, steel blue, navy, platinum.
Ooh.
And this lightweight luggage innovation from Joy features a hardside design with packable pocket drawers that make packing and unpacking so much easier. Revolutionary spin ball wheels provide smooth 360-degree movement to keep up with you as you're dashing through the airport. If you're like me, I'm always running.
Always running. You're a woman on the go.
I am.
So how much for this perfect carry-on?
Okay, normally it's going to run you as much as $130, but you know me. What do I bring? The low prices. $59.
Oh, yeah.
Up to 55% off.
All right, let's move on to the next one because there is nothing better than something glamorous that is also functional. For all you busy ladies out there that's always on the go, this one is for you.
Do you know I bought this for my mom for Mother's Day because it was so beautiful and it's so unique? It's the Savvy Sea Sterling Silver Fragrance Necklace.
Ooh.
It's available in 4 styles. You can wear your favorite perfumes on the go for long-lasting scents. Now, the pendant necklace will carry the perfume of your choice for retouches throughout the day, and it's so beautiful looking. It also includes 12 cotton fragrance holders that are reusable and exchangeable. It's made of sterling silver and genuine gemstones, and aren't they breathtaking? All different little designs.
Absolutely. The ladies want to look good, they want to smell good, but how much are we talking?
Okay, so normally as much as $375.
Ooh.
I know, Mom thought I spent a lot of dough on her, but now it's only $79, savings up to 79% off.
79% off?
Yes.
Oh, your mother absolutely had to love that.
Oh yeah, she looks beautiful in it. I love my mommy.
Gorgeous. All right, so Denise, for me, a power bank is so essential to have around. I mean, you know I rely on my phone for everything.
Yes.
So what do you have for us today?
Okay, so this is the 2-pack Zipcord Rocks 5000 mAh power bank. It's totally convenient, portable charger. It's ideal for providing additional extra charges and extending the life of your smartphone, even your tablet and other USB devices. There is no need to carry cables in order to charge your device.
How much for the juice?
I ended up buying 2 of these for both
2?
of my boys, Austin and Wyatt. Normally runs as much as $100. Today, now it's only $25, savings up to 75% off.
Wow, Denise, you brought great products for everything. Now let's move on to grooming. What product have you brought to help people keep up with #brow goals?
Okay, women and men, listen up. This is the 2-pack La Tweeze Illuminating Tweezers. This product is hot and actually had 150,000 person wait list before the product even launched in August 2018.
Oh, wow.
Crazy, right?
Yep.
It's available in a 2-pack of black and black, rose gold and black, gold and black, or mermaid and black. Exclusive diamond dust tip technology creates an extreme grip surface that makes plucking hairs effortless. Features include a Swarovski crystal on-off button and an ultra-bright LED light and a built-in magnifying mirror.
All right, Denise, how much for brow goals?
Normally, it's gonna run you as much as $72.
Ooh.
Now it's $25, savings up to 65% off.
Oh, wow.
Yes!
And if you love these products, you can head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing products at the lowest prices. And you can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone, people. Thank you, and another round of applause because I really miss Miss Denise Plant.
Thank you.
There we
You're
go.
so sweet. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
I didn't know what to say. I just said, okay, what's going on, DBL Nation?
Good choice.
We're towards the end of the show. Remember, this is a live show. These are live breaks as well. I get caught in what we used to call a foobar in professional football. Oh, my tie is out. You guys caught me. It can't say what foobar means. So let's just get to all around viewer comments. Let's get to all the comments. You guys have been writing in on everything that we have going on. A lot of these comments right now are still about the fifth host, talking about the parking tickets. Should neighbors be able to provide parking tickets? I know we kind of talked about that. I'll go over all the comments that you all have written in. Lisa Simmons says, no, personal issue, not political. I believe that's talking about the abortion, the Alabama abortion law. Charlene Stone writing in from Phoenix. What's up, Phoenix? Says, I would have to say it's not up to Congress. It's not up to the state you live in. It's up to anybody. It's not up to anybody but the individual, whether or not they choose to have an abortion, whatever the reason is, period. It's unfortunate. We don't always know the circumstances, but it's not for us to judge every person that's entitled, that's why we live where we live. I kind of agree, but it's I don't want to try and stand on a side for this. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm pro-life, oh, I'm pro-choice, because this is such a complex issue, and for this Alabama law to not exempt rape or incest, that's one of the biggest things I have a problem with, because you have a situation like that where someone is raped and they have they have that baby. A lot of women look at that child and they get traumatized looking at that child, because you're bringing up, when you look at that child, you're looking at the raper, the man who raped her. You know what I mean? Or incest. So it's a situation where it's like, I understand we're talking about a heartbeat, 6 weeks, a heartbeat can be detected, but you're really going to hold that baby, you're going to really make that woman raise that baby from incest, or raise that baby from being raped. That just, I have a real big problem with that. John Wilson from Louisville says, absolutely not. I support women's complete right to choose what happens to her body at all levels. And I agree. Like the 10:30, 11:30 show I mentioned earlier, I'm on a panel with 3 women. I can't tell Tori, I can't tell Sam, I can't tell them what to do with their body, what to do with that baby in their body. My only thing is, I would be upset as a man if I had intercourse with a woman and she got pregnant. She didn't want to keep it, but I wanted to keep it. That's where my only problem comes in, and that's where, like I said, this is a very complex issue. We've got the end of the show coming up. Thank you for watching DBL.
Welcome back to DBL. A Florida Highway Patrol officer nearly escaped an out-of-control vehicle, and it was all caught on camera. On the way back to his car, the vehicle was coming right for him. Wow. He hopped on the barrier, barely avoiding the crash. He did break his ankle, but it could have been much worse. He is okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's some instincts right there.
Instincts.
Yeah, that car got his ankle though.
Yeah, I know.
That was not good.
But that's okay compared to what it could have been. God was looking out for him that day.
Absolutely. Wow, thank God he's okay. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Have a great hump day, everybody. Bye.
Hey,
been paid.
Hey guys, Kelly Schubert here with the DBL digital team. Tori, I've decided that I'm Team Red. Was that your team? That was your team? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for our DBL special. Yes. It's coming up tomorrow. It's a 30-minute special, fully clothed and afraid. I kept saying earlier, fully naked and afraid, and I assured them that there is no nakedness. I'm sorry about that. It was all real, Tori.
It was all real, and it was all terrible. It was bad. I had a really, really, really rough night.
Let me ask you this. What will it take to get you to go camping again? Oh man, it was that bad?
The sun? Like some kind of heat?
Yeah.
I don't think I was prepared for the 26-degree flappy tent, no
Was it
sleeping.
windy too?
It was raining.
Oh.
There was ice on the ground, and we were on the ground, and I look over in their tent, Jeff's got a blown up mattress. I didn't know you could make, I didn't know a lot. I didn't know a lot of things. I didn't know anything.
You didn't blow up the blow up mattress.
No, I didn't even know what that was.
So DBL
shoes
Nation
and camping, with this stuff.
This is all happening tomorrow. It's a 30-minute special. DBL's fully clothed and afraid. It's going to be a great day, and it's even airing in the 10:30 and 11:30 shows.
Nice.
Yeah, so I wanted to make sure to let you guys know that, because a lot of you guys are looking for it early, because you like to watch those early shows.
Are we not going to have a show?
Hey guys, it's happening. It's going to be there. It's going to be great.
1 to 10, how do you feel about it?
I liked it. I'm excited to see how it all came together.
Yeah, I liked it, except the sleeping part was bad.
No, I love camping.
No,
I had a good,
but you did admit it's cold. It was cold.
Jeff made
it was cold, but I was proper.
He made an amazing.
I never fire breakfast.
He made me eggs and bacon out of, and he was like, here, and it was like a Mario Batali
It was really cool.
It was really cool, dude.
It was really good.
I was impressed, and I never say I'm impressed.
Jeff's a really good cook, though. We know that. Okay, bye.
Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live. Always real, always unpredictable.
You are totally off base here.
Log on and join our live conversation.
You think this hair just naturally stays like this?
DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Wednesday, May 15th. People are scooting around in here.
Yeah.
We're live and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. Right now I'm here with Erica, Tori, and Al. I'm Jeff. Let's get to it, guys. Terrifying new video just into the studio from earlier today. Woo. Check this out. A pair of window washers trapped in a swinging basket 50 stories in the air on top of a high-rise in Oklahoma City. The basket was whipped back and forth, and as you could actually see, it hits the building there. His hat falls out there. Thankfully, they're safe. Fire crews rescued the men 45 minutes after this happened.
Ooh, Malanta.
Exactly.
I lived in high-rises for about 10 to 12 years, and so I'm very familiar with the window washers because they come down every time. I'm always looking out there like, what are you standing on? Like, I mean, especially when I was in Chicago, like, yeah, right off the lake. That is just, they must not have fear. Wow. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I'm scared of heights. And
if you think about it, everybody's got a different skill set because, you know, I've talked to literally people that are professional fighters that say, I can't believe you do stand-up comedy.
Yeah, that's
And then they
true.
fight guys that break guys' arms. Like, everybody's got a different fear, and some people clearly aren't scared of heights, so I'm just glad they're safe.
All right, well, on to another terrifying subject, I should say.
Yeah.
Alabama state senators passed a controversial new abortion law yesterday. It outlaws nearly all abortions in the state, making it a felony to perform the procedure unless the mother's health is at risk. Alabama doctors could face up to 99 years to life in prison for performing an abortion. Also, this is important, the law does not make exceptions in cases of rape or incest. Opponents rallied outside the state Senate. Some wore Handmaid's Tale costumes and others carried signs reading, "Reproductive rights are human rights." The new law is expected to be challenged and will most certainly reignite the debate over Roe v. Wade, and reactions to the bill, of course, are pouring in. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi tweeted, "Women's rights are under attack. This relentless and cruel Republican assault on women's health is designed to force a court battle to destroy Roe v. Wade. Democrats will be ready to defend health care and women's reproductive freedom," while anti-abortion activists like Lila Rose tweeted, "So proud of Alabama and all the women and men that stood up against the abortion industry and the crusade of lies, misfortune, and fear-mongering, and said we will fight so our laws protect life. We will make our states a safer home for mothers and children." So there's a little of both sides right there. Me just speaking freely on this, and I know it's a very touchy subject, DBL Nation, we've been getting comments in all day. The hate on each side of this abortion talk is astonishing to me. And to say that you have to be Republican or a Democrat and choose one side is astonishing to me. I see both sides to this. And I'm going to give you my side, just going through childbirth with my wife, knowing what her body went through, what she went through mentally. It's an obvious choice to me that I would let her choose if she wants to do what she wants with her body. Then on the other side of it, I also see my son's picture before he was born, and I looked at that picture and I'm like, man, I didn't say I'm pro-life, but I know what you're saying now. I'm pro-life. I don't want to hurt that little baby. I saw his heartbeat on a monitor. And also, faith is a huge deal to me. So I understand people out there if their religion is involved in this. I don't understand why people have to hate so much on either side of the aisle. Why can't we have a conversation about this?
And that brings me to my point. There's no human-to-human conversation about this. 22 men decided this. 22 men decided this in Alabama of what to do with my body. So what that says to me is that Alabama, you don't care or respect about your daughters or your sisters because you don't believe they're adult or capable enough of making an autonomous decision with their doctor. And if you don't trust me with that choice, how are you trusting me with a child? If you want me to be a part of this, have someone that's given birth on the vote. Have someone that's been pregnant in the voting room. 22 men deciding this is not a conversation. It's not empowering your women. You're demeaning them. Elect them and get them at the table. Then you can have a conversation. That's very well said. I feel like it is an assault on women's rights. The idea, it's such a strange juxtaposition, especially in this country. We just had a conversation about government assistance and the idea that most people don't want to have their hard-earned money assisting people who are unable to assist themselves. But then we have a conversation about
reproductive rights, and now it's, well, you should have the baby no matter what. But once that fetus becomes a child, it's hands off.
Oh, yeah.
There's no assistance. So when you're talking about unplanned pregnancy or unwanted pregnancy for any reason, whether it's a medical decision or a personal decision, it absolutely should be the right of the woman, because when that fetus becomes a child, everyone's going to expect that woman, whether she's prepared or not, to raise it on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a heated debate, Al, and I know
you guys all spoke so eloquently. I think we can move on. I'm anxious to hear the comments.
Yeah, and DBL Nation, you've been chiming in, and we appreciate that greatly. So keep the comments coming, and let's have a good conversation about it.
No one's screaming at each other, and we're talking about abortion. Who would have thought?
We actually had a nuanced conversation.
Yes, it is possible.
Well, let's switch gears, because this might be nuanced as well. It's a story everyone's talking about. Do you ever get those Uber drivers that just won't stop chatting? Hard turn here.
Yeah, way hard.
Well, now the company has a new new quiet mode, which lets your drivers know you don't want small talk. And unfortunately, it's only available on Uber Black and SUVs, the expensive rides, and Lyft contemplated a similar mode, but they haven't released anything like this
What
yet.
if we got into a screaming argument about this?
This might be. It might be.
I think we're different, because Jeff, you are a chit chatter. I've been in many Ubers with you.
I am a chit.
It's a good thing.
I don't know why I love talking to people outside the country and learning about their culture, and maybe I've perhaps been there. And I connect with them because I think if they're afraid to speak English a little bit, I'm like, oh, I was in your country. So I talk like that. And then also, I like to talk to people local. Not you, Erica Cobb. I get allowed now.
Yeah,
from you. But I like to know, they're like, oh, you're from Chicago. There's this great Italian beef stand over here. Like, I find out what's going on in the city just by talking to the drivers. I enjoy it.
I like to shut up. I don't want to talk to anybody, and I want them not talking to me.
So if we tell you that we're your Uber driver, can the
wow,
same?
Is that where that went? Okay, that's a nice insult. I will say this. I thought Uber Black drivers and they don't talk to you anyway. So I'd like this for everyone, not just rich people, to have this mode.
Well, okay, let's just pipe on rich, okay? I started using this feature a month ago, so it must have been a slow rollout, but I remember because I almost screenshot it and sent it to Al because we had just had this conversation. And then recently I had a conversation with a select driver who could have been also an ex-driver about this feature. So I'm assuming that it's going to be a slow rollout for that as well, and they're just testing it. But I find it to be really nice because mine's on permanent quiet, and the reason why I'm taking Ubers most of the time is so that I can multitask and do something else.
Oh, you can do that while you're driving. I'm just
that way you don't have that weird conversation, because Uber really is our second car. We don't have a second vehicle.
And also, Eric, I'll say this really quickly in defense of the Uber drivers. I know we got to move, but like they are dependent on their rating, and that does affect the number of rides they get and everything. And so they're playing this weird game of like, I just had Chatty Jeff, and now I'm picking up Busy Erica, and like, how do I go? Because if they pick up Chatty Jeff and then they're quiet with you, they're like, 1 star for this guy. And if they try and go, hey, how you doing? And you're like, hey, I'm working. 1 star for you. So it's like, it's a weird game that they got to play too.
Yeah, that's a great point. I just hope they come up with a reverse app too. So they're like, hey guy, didn't you see the app? Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I got it. All right, DBL's Live will bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, we're giving you a sneak peek at the Emmys gift bag. A lucky DBL viewer will win this $14,000 bag. It could be you. That's some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
Also, stars of the Beverly Hills 90210 reboot are finally revealing more details about their highly anticipated show. And you, the viewer, are the 5th host. Imagine a world where your neighbors can actually give you parking tickets. It could happen in one U.S. city. Your comments next.
Tomorrow on DBL.
Team, on your mark, get set, go!
Our hosts are getting savage in the wild for the ultimate camping competition.
We're gonna be in trouble.
Hosted by Amazing Race and Survivor star Corinne Kaplan. Who will brave the elements?
Going right over there. Go over
and
there.
who will crash?
I feel miserable. I feel sick. I feel angry.
Don't miss Fully Clothed and Afraid. That's tomorrow on DBL.
Best.
Yeah, I'll probably do it at break.
All right, guys, we just talked to Uber, and it kind of segues into camping because I noticed that you couldn't take Uber to our campsite.
Otherwise,
and anywhere Uber doesn't go, I don't want to go.
Otherwise, Tori would have called one.
Yes. Yeah, it was.
Not to spoil it.
It was weird. Yeah, no, we're not spoiling anything. This is not. I just need to reinforce to everybody. This is not like some shoot where we did it and then we like fake went to sleep and then turned the lights on and went checked into a Hampton Inn. Like we slept outside on the ground all night in flimsy tents. Some of us decided to zip those tents. Some of us decided to see if we could man up against the elements.
I don't think I knew how to.
What do you think the zipper was for?
Look, I zipped it, but it wasn't. There's just air at the bottom of the tent.
Until it stops?
I wanted there to be like a structure. Like there's just
You have to
ice.
blow it up. They gave you all the proper equipment.
No, they put the mat in there, and I thought, oh, that's nice. I'm not on the actual ground.
They did it.
I didn't know.
Your partner did.
What do you
No
mean?
one helped us set up our tents. We set up our tents.
No, we set up our tents.
Yeah.
Great. Wait till you see what we do. But I'm saying, how did you know to blow up that mat? Is that only from camping before?
It said blow here.
It did not.
It did. There was an
What-
arrow saying
if you
in and
saw,
out.
If you had this and it was all flimsy, wouldn't you be like, how do I get this cushier so I could sleep on it?
Because I thought it was just a mat, so I'm not on the ground. Like I thought
Why
it
would
was
they
just
give you
yoga
a
mat.
rubber red mat?
That's what I
to
thought it
put
was,
on
like
the
a
ground?
yoga
And
mat.
you thought all that space to fill up with air was just like, it's a wrinkly yoga mat.
Yeah, kind of. I didn't realize you could blow that up. He like got out of bed and was like, the bluebirds put on his robe, and he's like, I had a great night's sleep, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, that was a rough
That
one.
was
You were-
bad, dude.
I was all right.
And he goes, Tori, come zip me up. So I zip him in, and then I go to my tent. I'm like, well, who's gonna zip me up? I was freezing.
Trust me, it's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
I'm very
It
excited
was
to see the
fun.
final cut. I was there obviously for all of it, but that's just one small part. But the next morning wouldn't have been the same had they not
Had a crappy
had the
night.
worst night ever.
I'm sorry, Tori's converting another picture of herself.
No.
You take a lot of pictures of yourself.
I'm doing the video.
And first of all, whoa, what's with all this? Everyone's now. Mike Better's everyone's guy.
He's
I didn't have a digital buddy forever, and now everyone's using my digital buddy. Are you still my digital buddy?
Kelly,
'Cause I
my
feel like we
digital
had a
buddy
fight.
leaves at 2.
I'm actually helping post for DBL. So you're welcome.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Host, where we talk about what you're talking about. Washington, D.C. could soon allow residents to the ability to issue, get this, parking tickets.
What?
D.C. officials say that the pilot program would start by training 10 people per district to enforce parking rules. Residents selected would then get an app to take pictures of infractions and then issue tickets. So DBL Nation, should citizens be able to issue parking tickets? I know what I think, Erica.
Well, Nancy from Facebook says giving a decent chunk of people this amount of power would definitely be a bad idea and turn into abuse. I completely appreciate your position. Don't give a decent chunk of people. Just give it to me. Parking ticket Pia. Because last week I was leaving my house and there was a person parked in my driveway, forced me to get in an Uber and made me late for work. I have to tell you, if I was parking ticket Pia, he would have gotten all the parking tickets that day. Some people are so entitled that they don't even care about other people, and they should be fined every single time. If there was a cop there, because I know for a fact if there was a tow truck, I was gonna give him every piece of money I had to get that car, because if I could have hit that car with my car, I would have hit that car with my car.
You could have, you chose not to. You did the right thing.
My car chose for me because my car doesn't hit things. But I almost did.
Parking meter Pia. I love it. Kelly from Facebook says this could go very well and be a smart way to have the general public enforce the law.
Oh, that's
Kelly,
always smart.
I totally disagree. I think this is a disaster waiting to happen. I'm from DC. The red tape is already there. You can't close up the judges, because what's going to happen is my neighbor's going to give me a ticket. I'm going to say that's not fair. They had beef. I'm going to go to the courts. It's just going to be more and more red tape. It's a bad idea. Leave it to the professionals.
All right.
Or parking meter Pia.
Parking ticket Pia.
The new thing.
All right, Sammy from Facebook says, I have mixed feelings about this. On the one hand, it could go very wrong, but on the other hand, I have wanted to give parking tickets to illegally parked cars a million times. And unfortunately, Sammy, I'm sure people have felt the same way about your car. Sometimes, like, you know, especially when you don't have a professional, you might have somebody with some kind of bias, especially if we're talking about a situation where a neighbor is kind of annoying you and now you see their car is parked a foot away from a hydrant. You can give them the benefit of the doubt, but you say, hey, you know, you let your dog use the bathroom in my yard, so guess what? You're getting a ticket.
Yeah.
I'm saying people can be easily swayed.
Woo! All right, great comments. Coming up on DBL, Paris Hilton comes out swinging after a former friend. We'll tell you who she's calling out. No music? I know, that sounds very weird. Plus, DBL is giving away the actual Emmys gift bag to one lucky viewer. Find out what you could win next.
I am happy to say you won the Sandals Dream Vacation.
DBL Nation, this could be you. This May, Daily Blast Live is giving away another Sandals Luxury Included Vacation. Just watch DBL every day for the word of the day. Then go to dailyblastlive.com/sandals to enter. The winner will be announced May 22nd. The next Sandals Vacation winner could be you.
DBL Nation, what's up? It's your boy Dre for the Slay, and we're back with another Beauty Blast Edition video. Now this week, we're giving you a surprise little inside scoop of everything beauty that's happening for you guys. Now, this past week has been crazy. We've had so much going on, but I'm gonna give you my top 3 beauty insiders secrets that I found recently. So number 1, we had the amazing Katy Perry seen at Coachella. Now, she wasn't just seen rocking her everyday American Idol looks, honey. She had a gorgeous monochromatic all pink look going on. This started from the top with Chris Appleton, her hairstylist, styling her hair in a beautiful fuchsia pink moment. This is a beautiful body wave. Now, the fuchsia pink tone, though, is just enough to give her some more of those cool and warm vibrancies all the way through her hair. This made for a great gradation when you see her on the red carpet, and she just looked amazing. Now, down to the makeup, her makeup artist, Michael Anthony, used ColourPop Ooh La La eyeshadow palette. And this is seen in that gorgeous cat smoky eye that he created for her. This is a great way to shape out her eye without using eyeliner. And it made sure that you could really see those pink tones living off of her skin. It was an absolute gorgeous moment. Now, another star that we've had our eye on lately is the gorgeous queen, Rihanna, y'all. Give it up for Queen Rihanna, because she is just looking amazing. Now, we saw her on Harper's Bazaar's cover for their 2019 Beauty Edition, in which she is sporting a gorgeous rainbow avant-garde look. This look is just to die for. You just have to take a look at it just to see all these vibrant colors and how they're playing off of her skin as well. Now, Fenty Beauty posted this picture on their Instagram, and we got a clue that there is possibly a new item that was used in the shoot that will be featured. Now, Rihanna is famous for this, for dropping brand new products up to 1 year in advance. So we might not even know what this is until next year.
Live from Denver, it's the first ever Daily Blast Live Awards. And now for your host, Tori Schulman.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. And stop. Great. The Daytime Emmys inspired us to throw our own award show, but instead of statues, winners today will be taking home actual products from the Daytime Emmy gift bag, huh? Now, the DBL hosts are today's nominees, but you can be a winner too. Just keep watching to find out how. Our first category is the best on-air laugh attack. So let's check out the nominees.
And that's not even Erica.
We're live. And the winner is Sam Shucker! Sam is taking home products perfect for pampering yourself, like this Kahuna LED mask or these Nesco luxury face and eye masks, and essential oils from Young Living. Our second category is the best out of studio look. Let's check out the nominees. All right, guys, it's a head-to-head battle between Al Jackson and Stephanie Jones. Al is rocking a wetsuit from the time we sent him to dive with sharks, and Stephanie, our resident Brit, looking positively American in her Harlem Globetrotters uniform. And the winner is Stephanie! Stephanie Jones! Stephanie gets to take home gifts perfect for any tech lover, so she can fall asleep with ease by using Sound Machine from Sound Sleep Technologies, or stay in touch with people across the pond with a brand new Facebook portal. She's also getting a state-of-the-art dashboard camera from Nextbase. Our final category is my favorite. This is the best host-to-host burn. Here are your nominees. Thank you. Cowl neck? Thank you.
Yeah,
the cowl neck.
Cowl neck.
Cowl.
You know what this panel needs is more cowl neck.
Last week, Al Jackson, Erica, can I use your Postmates? Sure, Al. $67.42 later.
That's not true.
And the winner is, it's Erica Cobb. Yay! Huh? Since Erica is a world traveler, her gifts are inspired by people on the go, like this travel-sized gift set from Wine Country and this Pan Am luggage inspired by the glory days of flying. To top it all off, adorable luggage tags from My Tagalongs. We didn't have time for any acceptance speeches today, but we want to hear yours. Yes, you, DBL Nation. Go to dailyblastlive.com and send us your best acceptance speech. Our favorite will be taking home a Daytime Emmys gift bag full of amazing products like everything you just saw and more. All of this is worth more than $14,000. Yes, we want to make sure you feel like the star you are. So hurry, time is running out. That's it for our first Daily Blast Live Awards. I look fantastic. Thank you and good night.
Oh, Tori. Coming up on DBL, it's No Holds Barred with Paris Hilton. She's lashing out against a former friend on national TV. And in Heart Threads, how a daughter is honoring her mom and following in her footsteps as a pediatric nurse. That's an incredible story about legacy. Next.
And here we go. I know you guys are used to seeing Stephanie at this point. Stephanie's on the field shoot, so I'm taking over for her. You know, so hopefully a time when I have something to do or a field shoot, Stephanie takes over for me. You know, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. So, well, before I get into some of these viewer comments, I gotta plug in tomorrow's Not Naked and Afraid. That's what it's called, right? The camping challenge. Tomorrow's Al and Jeff versus Tori and Sam Shocker is going to air tomorrow. I want everybody, all of DBL Nation, be sure to check in. It'll be all of our first time seeing it. I can't wait to laugh because I saw the Instagram stories of everyone when they were out in the 26-degree weather, saying how cold it was, that sort of thing. So make sure you guys watch Not Naked and Afraid, Fully Clothed and Afraid. I'm a remix guy. I remix stuff. So my remix is Not Naked and Afraid. But they were talking about it was 26 degrees outside. It's 26 degrees outside. Just think of what the settlers had to go through. Just think of what the people on the Oregon Trail had to go through, sleeping outside without even a nice blanket or anything like that. They had huts and stuff back then. Remember that. So get tough, Al Jackson. Let's get to these comments. This one is talking about the Alabama abortion bill that was passed. Carrie Manners Patty, who's watching in Knoxville, says 22 men decided what women do with their bodies. No, I agree. I think that, I don't know, I think that, or I hope that these 25 lawmakers consulted with scientists, consulted with doctors, consulted with people before they made their decision to vote on the bill. I hope that they listened to women, went to different abortion clinics, went to different foster homes to see what kids go through when they're brought up and they're unwanted from their parents. I just hope that these men consulted people and listened to people before they made their vote. I'm hoping. I don't know if they did or they didn't. Carol Borba says, unless it's a life and death issue, no abortion. Even with incest, even with rape, like I'm with you, Carol, in certain things because I tiptoe the line in terms of being in the middle on this. But incest and rape, that's just two things where I'm just like, I allow that woman to be pro-choice on that. I allow women to be pro-choice anyway, but that's just something where I wouldn't even question or argue. Miriam Sampson Bradford, who's in Denver, says to ban abortions will not stop abortions. I would never have one, but I would never deny any woman's decision. Carmen Pearl, who's watching in Louisville, says, yes, it's wrong in every way. I would support a bill to ban abortion completely. Rhonda Johnson-Burt, Rhonda, you always write in, thank you. She says, I'm so looking forward to this camping episode. It is definitely not my
forte. Thanks for lighting that up. Thanks for lighting that up, Rhonda. Camping is not my thing either. The one time I've ever slept outside is I was trying to get in late to my parents' place one night. I got locked out. I slept in the car. It was the worst thing in the world, if that counts. All right, guys, we got more of the show coming up next. Check it out.
Today's Watch and Win word is wind. Welcome back to DBL. Today's Heart Threads, it's all about legacy. Watch how one woman is honoring her mother in this incredible story about family. This nurse is following in her mother's footsteps and honoring a special promise. Tao Win loves her job as a pediatric nurse, but knows she couldn't be where she is now without her parents.
It's not really about me. It's because of the choice that my parents made years ago, risking everything that they had for me.
Tao's parents fled communism at the end of the Vietnam War. Tao was just 1 year old. Like millions of others fleeing the war, their family escaped on a crowded fishing boat. After 4 days at sea, their boat was attacked by pirates.
Terrified, frightened, because they have knife and other things that would kill us.
Tao and her parents were rescued by the USS John Young. Tao's mom, Tan, made a promise to give back to the country they now call home. Tan enrolled in college, became a nurse, and spent 29 years caring for others. Today, Tao is carrying on her mother's legacy.
Love life. I do. I'm grateful for the air that I breathe, you know, like to have an opportunity to help others just like people helped us.
Speaking of nurses, you know, they really do God's work. I mean, anybody that's been to a hospital, we watch movies, and it's always the doctor comes in and makes this call. It's the nurse. If you've ever sat by somebody's bedside, it's the nurse that's coming in at 3 in the morning to check, to touch, to, you know, Tori.
That knows, I was going to say, when you spend a lot of time in hospitals, you get to realize who you should give presents to. You give it to the nurses, because they know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
All my love to the nurses.
A little palm with a 20 in there.
A little 50.
There you go. Hey, here's what's coming up next on DBL.
Paris Hilton is throwing shade left and right. So who's the former BFF she's blasting on national television? Then, 90s nostalgia, big time. The cast of Beverly Hills 90210 explains what their reboot is all about. And a former male escort spills his sexy secrets and reveals what women really want. DBL is getting hot in daytime. When we come back.
So T.I. and Tiny, Friends and Family Hustle, is all about handling fame and balancing life with your loved ones. And we caught up with Toya Wright and her daughter, Reginae Carter, to talk about this new season. And here's what you can expect.
Okay. Hi, Raquel.
I can honestly say yes to that. Like, I've done reality shows in the past, and I would say that this one is totally different because, you know, this show is, it focused on building families up. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I admire about the production company and the whole show, you know, the cast and everything. You know, we have something going on. It's like things that are really going on in our lives, and we're always there for each other, and it's just a positive show all around. So make sure you tune in and watch it and see, you know, the crazy times we have, the fun times, the sad times. You know, this season is kind of like an emotional roller coaster, I will say that. I think you can connect to the show because it, you know, it's a real family show, something that you can all relate to. I'm sure if you can't relate to me, you can relate to something T.I. and Tiny may be going through, something Monica may be going through, something LaToya may be going through. The teens can relate to Reginae, Zanique, Damani, Deja, you know. I feel like it's somebody on that show that you will identify with, and it can inspire and help you get through your situation. You know, it's a really, really good family TV show, and I think it was much needed. We would like to add.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You are totally off base here.
Log on and join our live conversation.
You think this hair just naturally stays like this?
DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. We're live and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. Let's get to it, guys. Ayesha Curry is still dominating headlines. She's opening up about depression and how she dealt with her mental health. And if you don't know Ayesha, she has a restaurant chain, a cookware line, and of course, she's married to NBA star Steph Curry. They have 3 kids together, and now she's talking more about motherhood. She tells Working Mother after having her second child, she was dealing with postpartum depression and says, quote, "So I made a rash decision. I got the most botched boob job on the face of the planet. I would never do anything like that again, but I'm an advocate of if something makes you happy, who cares about the judgment?" And, you know, just speaking, you know, I don't know Ayesha Curry, but I think her and my wife would get along fantastically.
Oh, yes, they would.
They actually went to the same church at one time. I don't know if Ayesha knows that, back in North Carolina. But my wife is very much like this. She's very open. My wife went through postpartum very openly, and she's very open about how she feels about her body today.
Right.
She does things now, and I don't want to speak out of turn here, but she's into skin. She loves getting her skin like lasered and showing it on the internet and showing how before and after pictures. That's kind of her thing that Ayesha Curry, I think, is going through. So I think a lot of women could relate to this. They just don't talk about it.
That makes a lot of sense.
I think you're absolutely right. It's about getting your body, yourself, whatever it is, back to a certain level that you feel comfortable with. And it's natural to want to go do an erratic thing. The thing is that in therapy, I was taught, when you're either very, very depressed or you're in sort of a hole, don't make any big decisions, because your brain isn't at the right place to make a pro or a con and to think about it. So when you're pregnant, a lot of women chop their hair off, right? Well, and then you hate it and you're so mad. Just take a time, take a walk, slow it down, and I'm glad she's talking openly about it.
I just want to, Eric, I don't want to usurp you, but I think we always talk about women with postpartum depression, but we have somebody on this panel because there is, and obviously it can be any kind of couple, but in the case of a heterosexual couple, Jeff, I remember you talking to me about this. What advice would you give to anybody's spouse if they felt like their wife was experiencing to their partner?
Right.
Because I thought you handled it like a champ. Like
I didn't know what was happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just had a child. You know, we're out on our own in California. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know there was even postpartum, to be honest with you. Our relationship changed. She was kind of pushing the baby in a way, in some aspect. I was getting up and doing the feeding, and I just thought, hey, she's tired. This is what happens. She had the C-section, so I thought, you know, give her some time to get up and get around. And then a relationship wasn't clicking. And finally, I just pulled it out of her. I mean, I've told this story multiple times, but when we were Christmas shopping, I was like, so we get October 13th, he was born. This was early December when finally it came out. So it was a good month or two. And I'm like, what is going on with you? We're in the car. I'm like, you have to tell me what's going on. And finally she said, and you know, she'll tell you the same story, I feel like driving a car into the other lane. And I knew right then, I'm like, all right, we're fine. I love you. I gave her a hug. We're going to talk to somebody right now. We're getting help right now.
That's the exact same thing Sam said. The exact same thing.
It was
very confident fantasy.
We called our doctor, and our doctor was very calm. This happens all the time, you know. And it was calming to me. But she got on her medicine, went through what she needed to win, and then she almost was like, she looked back at someone else. She tells me the story all the time, and she's like,
it was another person.
It wasn't me. I don't know why I wanted to do those things. I would never do that to myself, you know, and she was scared of that person she became. And then the second child, not to take up too much time, I know this is
important.
Boring if you never went through it. But the second child, she was worried about it, and so was I. But I'm like, listen, at least we know how to handle this.
Yeah, you have education.
We know what's going on if it does happen, and she didn't have any of that. You know, she's very.
I remember looking at Sam's ID badge, and it's a picture of her, and I was like, look, you, and she's like, I don't even remember taking that. Remember when we took our ID pictures here?
But there was no light
Sam
in her
has no
eyes.
memory of that.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
But I like that Ayesha Curry, at least, is speaking out about this because it's sparking conversations like this.
People have to understand that she is actually every woman.
Yeah.
I mean, you may not identify with her, but at the same time, she is a person who came into the limelight because she was married to a famous basketball player. Then she proceeds to have 3 children. where is the Aisha in the Aisha Curry? And I think that's really what she's saying. And a lot of people, a lot of women feel like that. But because she has the fame and the fortune, somehow that disqualifies her from being a normal woman. She's just a woman saying, this is happening to me too. And I applaud her for doing that because I know how hard that's got to be.
People want to see that depression doesn't care that you get courtside seats.
Well, nothing
or that
cares about those
and
things.
It's just like, I hope, and it's sad that people have to go through this, that no matter who you are, depression gets you in college. It gets you when you're a famous person. It doesn't matter. So just get it taken care of. There is no stigma. Just get it taken care of and get yourself
And talk about it. You never know who's going to have an amazing story or went through it. Talk about it. That's the biggest advice I would give. All right, guys, if you don't know, Paris Hilton and Lindsay Lohan have a rocky relationship. I love all the aspects of this show.
Yeah, wow.
We're very diverse, Jeff.
They were friends back in the day, but last year Paris called Lindsay a pathological liar. And last night on Watch What Happens Live, Andy Cohen asked Paris to say 3 nice things about Lindsay. Let's check it out.
She's beyond.
Okay, it's fun.
Lame and embarrassing.
Where are you going?
Sorry, I just thought we had longer. Sorry. Keep
All right,
going.
Jeff. And then tells you to keep going.
God.
My bad.
Tori, no, I'm going to talk to the people.
Yeah, please, let's just talk.
All right.
Are you going to tell them what happened?
All right, let's get all the way into this. I don't care about those 2 women. In between the half-hour break, I get up to go to my desk, and it felt like a tree fell, like a redwood. And I thought my chair had fallen behind me because I stood up too fast. But it wasn't a redwood, but it was something in red. It was Tori. Tori fell so hard. You scared us so bad.
Oh my God,
so then it was like a MASH unit with people putting ice on you. There's a yes.
It's like tourniquet.
Yeah. So
Can you guys
Tori,
get a?
yes. Let's
Just
get
be
a picture.
careful.
Just be careful.
And while we're here,
Y'all
we totally
love lifting
just
your legs up.
derailed from the show. How are you feeling if you guys are fans of the show and you watch all the time? How are you feeling from yesterday? Because you have a coughing attack and had to leave the show.
I feel like Mercury's in retrograde. I'm feeling better. Everything's going to be calmer. I'm going to slow down a little bit. I got excited and I fell off the stage. Things are going to get better.
And now you just wandered off the stage.
Yeah, Jeff, it's like when you hurt your leg and you're moving slower than normal. How about that's a good time to get up mid-segment?
I'm sorry. I thought we had longer.
She may be concussed. Tori.
I'm okay.
All right.
I'm good.
All right.
We're gonna fingers
Washington, Jefferson, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Quincy. I'm good. We're good.
We don't even know if that's right.
You named president.
It is.
You're right. I don't know.
I hear a niner in there.
All right. We're going to try to get back to the show a little bit. The cast of 90210 Reboot is giving us more details on their new show, which debuts August 7th on Fox. And here's Jason Priestley. Let's listen.
It's a scripted, fake reality show that follows Jason Priestley and Ian Ziering and Jenny Garth. All of us trying to get a reboot of Beverly Hills 90210 made.
Well, I know I'm excited. And honestly, the way they're going to film this show,
Smart.
very excited
so
about.
Smart, because it's very The Office mockumentary, Arrested Development, Curb Your Enthusiasm style of them themselves trying to get a reboot. It's so much better than them being like, I'm still that guy.
I would have hated that if they tried to pretend like they weren't like famous.
You're gonna hate it anyway. I don't know.
You
why
know what,
you're
Erica?
acting like...
I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna be the only time I'll be serious about this Goofy show. I think there's something that in the universe that aligned that after that incredible loss, they're clearly you can see in their face like they're still struggling. For them to be able to randomly this time where this show gets rebooted, I think there's a reason that they're back together. So I'm pulling for the show just for that, and because I know it makes my co-host super happy.
It's strange what makes me happy, but this is one of those things. I'm very excited about it. All right, guys, that was a wacky little segment we just had.
Well, at least Tori stayed for the rest of it.
I'm going to read this tease if you want to take off. Okay. Coming up on DBL, a tweezer that makes getting ready a breeze. We've got a great price in our DBL Deal Blast. And put the kids in the other room, a male escort reveals what women really want. That's next.
Tomorrow on DBL.
Team, on your mark, get set, go!
Our hosts are getting savage in the wild for the ultimate camping competition.
We're going to be in trouble.
Hosted by Amazing Race and Survivor star Corinne Kaplan.
Go,
Who will brave the elements?
Going right over there. Go over
and
there.
who will crack?
I feel miserable. I feel sick. I feel angry.
Don't miss Fully Clothed and Afraid. That's tomorrow on DBL.
Shipman. That sounds like you're in Game of Thrones, Theron.
What a great name.
Theron Shipman.
Did I ever tell you when I taught middle school, I had a kid named Woodrow Wilson? Yeah.
Do you know what? I grew up with the Lear family, the Lear Jets. They named their daughter, are you ready for this? Shonda. So it's Chandelier.
Did they do that on purpose?
Yes! Isn't that terrible? Chandelier. Dude.
Is she a black woman?
No.
It's. I mean, this is a real person, so I probably shouldn't make fun.
It's weird, right?
It's almost like next to the stage.
Yeah.
Or next to
Who's in?
Come to the stage, Chandelier.
Oh, you got, yeah. Next.
Someone said
Shonda.
Sue Bruce just wrote Redwood Showman.
It was something red.
That was funny. That was funny.
I just you've had quite the 2 days.
Dude, what's up?
You know what's funny is my mom also has fallen down. My whole family is just very clumsy. And I went home last time and I had ripped my cornea. And I told my dad, he goes, that's funny.
Like an everyday thing.
I did too. He goes, I walked right into a tree branch. And I'm like, I am your daughter.
You know what's funny is I guarantee you, because of how proud your parents were, like your mom called somebody like, make sure you watch today.
I know.
And we're on.
Just wander off.
My daughter just walked in and said, Mom, I need first aid. There's something in my eye. I'm like, I know.
Yes. Sharon held me the whole time yesterday during my cough attack, and then this. But I do.
She looked up at me like, it's you.
I know.
Did you post that picture yesterday?
I have to tell you, in the interest of transparency, I ran out the door to try to get to the bathroom fast, and I drilled my right arm on the door.
Right now?
Right behind our senior executive producer, and they're like, no, like right after you did that. I ran out the door and just missed the door and hit the door.
Maybe Mercury is in
Dude,
retrograde.
I better watch my step today.
Everybody, take it easy. At least I didn't get hurt in the fire in the camping segment, but you will see me hold an axe, and many people shout, "Stop! Stop! Stop!"
Yeah. You're around here, and everyone's like. Welcome back to DBL. A story about a man living a double life caught our eye, and he's a high-class male escort. And he's dishing it all. He charges $500 an hour and can make up to $15,000 a week. And most women he entertains are anywhere between 35 and 45 years old, but some are as young as 18, and some women are even married. So this got us wondering, what do women want?
That is so creepy.
According to this escort, women want the ultimate fantasy, a knight in shining armor, and a lover in and out of the bedroom. His role is to be a real companion. Most of his clients are high-powered businesswomen who want to relax and get well-deserved attention, and his most common request is the 50 Shades of Grey experience. So ladies, hit us up on DBL.com and vote, and let us know what you fancy.
I like how we asked the viewers what do women want, and then we had sex in big neon letters. I think we buried the lead there. I think
I think this all comes down to women are mental when it comes to sex, and men are visual. And I think it's just an absolute different part of the brain.
But
and
I'm assuming this gigolo's a good-looking guy. I'm assuming, so that's visual.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, most women that I know enjoy the whole a three-dimensional atmosphere of a sexual experience, and men are more like, hey!
Well, men, like just to go like to the aspect of men. You can get Tony Danza too if you want, whatever you fancy.
That's right.
But like women, I feel like want the whole thing. Like they want the whole experience. Tie me up. I'm just going with the 50 Shades thing. You know what I mean? Like, and let's have strawberries after. Why don't you stay? We'll watch a movie. And men are like, here's $50. See you later.
Yeah, I think that's the difference.
Did you miss how much he's charging for $500 an hour? You better wrap it up real quick, buddy.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah.
What 18-year-old is paying him $500 an hour?
His clientele is 35 to 45 years old.
He said some 18-year-old.
That is weird.
Where they at?
Yeah, that's a lot. But I mean, I guess people.
Mine was $50.
$500, you should be paying me.
Different number.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe again, but I mean, there are guys that pay for what's called the girlfriend experience. I mean, really, I guess what you're paying for is a companion. And if you think about, like, this is a case on 90 Day Fiance. There was a woman who went to the Dominican Republic and came back with a dude. And when I was down there with my buddy Quay, the doctor, this is, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, we like stopped our waiter and was like, what is going on this beach? That's how ridiculous it was. It was a lot of Midwestern American women with a lot of 18-year-old Dominican dudes. And we were like, what's happening? And the waiter in broken English was just like, your women like to come down here.
I will say, when I went to college for spring break, my mom was like, do not bring any guys home.
Wow.
Because it's been a thing for so long that they will come and chase American women because they want to come back to the U.S. But what was I going to say?
I don't know. How much longer do we have in this show?
Yeah, you said a girlfriend experience. I watch a lot of Lifetime. I got to tell you, that is not what that means.
What? Yeah, it's
companionship.
Yeah, it's different than, you know.
That's not what that means, Al.
Okay.
I think we're skating the line there. Let's just get out of here.
Yeah. I want to do the show tomorrow, Jeff.
What is most important to you? 50 Shades of Grey. See, I told you.
I totally agree. They want the three-dimensional fantasy.
Stop doing your hands like that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right. Wow, this Wednesday is wild. Coming up on DBL, video that'll make you gasp. Worse than the last half hour. We'll show you how a trooper's lightning-fast reflexes saved his life on a very rainy highway. And we are saving you major money on a practical yet stylish carry-on suitcase. Perfect for your summer vacation. DBL Deal Blast is next.
Hey DBL Nation, it's Lex. I'm here with the DBL Digital team giving you guys more top trending stories during the breaks here at Daily Blast Live. You didn't see it, and I'm not sure if I actually saw this, but I'm pretty sure the lights just flickered in the studio, just really quickly. So anyway, new top trending story for you guys. It is about Bill Murray. As you guys know, he was in the original Ghostbusters. He made a cameo in the new Ghostbusters, and when asked about whether or not he would be appearing in the newest revamp of the Ghostbusters, he said, quote, "It paid for my son's college." And I just love that response because it wasn't like a yes or a no. It was just kind of like, well, the franchise paid for my son's university. So I think it means that he's open to being in the newest Ghostbusters movie. I sure hope so. I think he's hilarious. I love Ghostbusters. I loved the women's version of it too. You all right, T?
Yeah, I'm good.
You want to sit down?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, guys, I've been having a day. A couple of weeks, actually. To be honest with you. It's kind of years, actually. My life? No, I'm kidding.
Guys, just wait until you see tomorrow's camping.
Lex was there with us, and she looked such a millennial. I can't explain how cute you looked. She's wearing these cute leggings with like a millennial pink rose gold fanny pack, and I show up, I'm like, where's the tent? Oh, chest bag.
Yeah.
So it goes this way.
It's like a body bag.
It was so cool. You look
great. But it is fanny pack size.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, would you go camping again?
I love camping.
Would you go camping again in that weather?
In the camping that you guys did, probably not.
No.
No. You guys will check it out tomorrow. Please tune in and keep writing us in. Bye.
All right, Denise, it's been a while. I might be a little bit rusty, but I'm going to try it out. It's time for DBL Deal Blast! Still got it. That's right. We've teamed up with MorningSave.com to bring you the lowest prices on the hottest products. And here to help us out is lifestyle expert Miss Denise Plant. Girl, I miss you, girl.
I miss you too, Brandon.
You ready to get this thing started?
I am, and I've had so many great deals. It's amazing.
I love it. Now, you know what Will Smith's song is stuck in my head?
What?
Summer, summer,
summertime.
That's right, because summer is almost upon us, and for many, it's time to travel. Now, Denise has brought some durable and fashionable luggage to ensure that you are traveling in style.
And they're beautiful,
yes,
too.
They are.
I want to introduce you to the Joy Mangano Hardside Carry-On Luggage. It's available in black, onyx, rose,
rose, steel blue, navy, platinum. And this lightweight luggage innovation from Joy features a Hardside design with packable pocket drawers that make packing and unpacking so much easier. Revolutionary spinball wheels provide smooth 360-degree movement to keep up with you as you're dashing through the airport. If you're like me, I'm always running.
Always running. You're a woman on the go.
I am.
So how much for this perfect carry-on?
Okay, normally it's gonna run you as much as $130, but you know me, what do I bring? The low prices! $59!
Oh, yeah.
Up to 55% off!
All right, let's move on to the next one because there is nothing better than something glamorous that is also functional. For all you busy ladies out there that's always on the go, this one is for you.
Do you know I bought this for my mom for Mother's Day because it was so beautiful and it's so unique? It's the Savvy Sea Sterling Silver Fragrance Necklace.
Ooh.
It's available in 4 styles. You can wear your favorite perfumes on the go for long-lasting scents. Now, the pendant necklace will carry the perfume of your choice for retouches throughout the day, and it's so beautiful looking. It also includes 12 cotton fragrance holders that are reusable and exchangeable. It's made of sterling silver and genuine gemstones, and aren't they breathtaking? All different little designs.
Absolutely. The ladies want to look good, they want to smell good, but how much are we talking?
Okay, so normally as much as $375.
Ooh.
I know, Mom thought I spent a lot of dough on her, but now it's only $79, savings up to 79% off.
79%? Oh,
yes.
God. Your mother absolutely had to love that.
Oh yeah, she looks beautiful. I love my mommy.
Gorgeous. All right, so Denise, for me, a power bank is so essential to have around. I mean, you know I rely on my phone for everything.
Yes.
So what do you have for us today?
Okay, so this is the 2-pack Zipcord Rocks 5000 mAh power bank. It's totally convenient, portable charger. It's ideal for providing additional extra charges and extending the life of your smartphone, even your tablet and other USB devices. There is no need to carry cables in order to charge your device.
How much for the juice?
I ended up buying 2 of these for both of
2?
my boys, Austin and Wyatt. Normally runs as much as $100. Today, now it's only $25, savings up to 75% off.
Wow, Denise, you brought great products for everything. Now let's move on to grooming. What product have you brought to help people keep up with #brow goals?
Okay, women and men, listen up. This is the 2-pack La Tweeze Illuminating Tweezers. This product is hot and actually had 150,000 person wait list before the product even launched in August 2018.
Oh, wow.
Crazy, right?
Yep.
It's available in a 2-pack of black and black, rose gold and black, gold and black, or mermaid and black. Exclusive diamond dust tip technology creates an extreme grip surface that makes plucking hairs effortless. Features include a Swarovski crystal on-off button and an ultra-bright LED light and a built-in magnifying mirror.
All right, Denise, how much for brow goals?
Normally, it's gonna run you as much as $72.
Ooh.
Now it's $25, savings up to 65% off.
Oh, wow.
Yes!
And if you love these products, you can head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing products at the lowest prices. And you can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone, people. Thank you, and another round of applause because I really miss Miss Denise Plant.
Thank you.
There we
You're
go.
so sweet. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
No, I'm promoting the camping thing.
Okay.
I'm just making it good.
Yes, there we go. It's all about the social media. How often do you post?
I don't. I need to post more. I don't a lot.
Post pictures. I think I'm every other day, which people tell me is. Some people like twice a day. I'm like, people would hate me.
Yeah, that if they say like if you're looking for followers and think that people want a lot of content, but
you're not supposed to post more than one Insta
I
feed a
personally,
day, right?
I personally don't like when people post like 8 in a row and I see that you posted. I'm like, I don't like that.
Yeah,
that's just me.
It's like it's made me block people that I like. I had a friend of mine that I used to work with in another city at another time, and it's beautiful, but him and his son 7 times in a row every day.
Dude.
I'm glad you guys went to WrestleMania, but I don't need to.
Last week, somebody posted their cornbread like in 4 different stages. And I was like, I really could have just lived with the final product because it looked delicious.
Yeah, I don't mind the slide. I don't mind the slide if I want to look at more photos, but I don't like seeing it in my timeline.
I agree. Don't go crazy.
How do you feel about the same stuff on Insta as people post on Facebook?
Oh, I know. I'm that guy.
have to do that.
I put it on
have
Insta
to.
and I just go Facebook, Twitter, post, done.
So are you using Hootsuite?
Who?
Hootsuite. It's an app that does Facebook and Instagram.
It's called Instagram.
But how do you get to Facebook?
It's already on there. Facebook, Twitter.
I've never seen
didn't know
that. No. Oh, I have to sign in? Okay.
That's a lot.
the thing, though. I can barely
Check back in next November.
I don't
Tori
know
might
if I
figure that
remember
out.
my Twitter sign.
I'd still. Oh, really?
I think I might have changed it.
You know what everyone forgets? Their Apple ID password.
Oh, my
When they're like,
goodness.
please put your Apple ID, and you're like,
Yeah, 'cause, I mean,
no
some of my
idea.
app, it was like 8 or 9 years
It
ago.
was like, yeah, it was right when you got your first phone. Yeah, but if you have a smart TV, you know that password because you have to use Yeah. it all the time.
Well, thanks for calling us out for not having smart TVs.
So there's my
Clearly I don't.
TV. Well, no, because a lot of people, not most people, but a lot of people have given up cable.
Right.
Instead have like
Streaming.
You know,
Stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
Hulu, all that stuff. But they ask you for your Apple ID. I have to put it in at least once every couple weeks.
Wow. Here's a random. 1 space or 2 spaces after a period?
2
I know it's 2
spaces.
spaces, but on social media, everyone only does 1.
Because the reason why it was 2,
For
y'all know the
character.
reason. It was because people use typewriters, and the typewriters, the ink bled, so you would do 2 spaces. So this came up during the Mueller report. Because
use
whoever
2.
typed the Mueller report
I'm going with
did
2.
2 spaces. It's an old. It means that they're likely over the age of. They said 40, but I'm
doing 1
38.
space now.
So like, yeah, they're likely old school typing. But
See,
yeah,
I thought that was for character limits because even Facebook has character limits for the.
no, the etiquette for 2 space. It was
It's
because
for
of
the typewriter.
typewriters.
Etiquette. I'm talking about like a.
We're already into
It wasn't a good.
typewriter
I thought it was a good comment.
That was a great. It was
Was that why you did the last?
He's watching when word is wind.
Welcome back to DBL. A Florida Highway Patrol officer nearly escaped an out-of-control vehicle, and it was all caught on camera. On the way back to his car, the vehicle was coming right for him, and he hopped on the barrier, barely avoiding the crash. He did break his ankle, but obviously, just watching that video, it could have been a lot worse.
Yes. Wow.
Wow.
Okay. And with that, we have comments, Jeff.
Good transitions today.
Arwen from Facebook says, I heard Tori fell during the commercial break. First that coughing fit yesterday, and now the fall. What's next, Tori?
I think that's my sister.
Really?
I hope everything goes well. I'm going to her graduation this weekend. She's graduating college after a long, hard work, so I'm so excited. So
There we go. Congratulations, Katie. We love you, girl. And also, Chucky says, I'm so stoked for your fully clothed and afraid show tomorrow.
That's tomorrow,
Yeah.
guys. Check it out. I'm posting it on Instagram right now. Tell your friends. I'm telling you, it gets real. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
It gets real.